I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice hoarder, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice hoarder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice hoarder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Elias
let me clear out my
Arcana
sound
sound
papers, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Elias
Oh, yeah.
successfully pulled Arcana out.
I was looking at the wrong one.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Anyone with
Somehow I can
insight
control Elias.
moving.
Quick there. I don't know.
probably everyone can control Elias.
I mean, I know that I can, but I can't do that because the one time Maggie was over here, so like,
Yeah.
Right.
mine is not very accurate. I don't.
So, I probably could have gone back, actually, now that I could have, and double checked the exact circumstances of, I think everyone had gotten out of the cloud, but Aiden had gotten tossed
Thrown
back in, right?
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh right, it like grabbed him and was like yoink.
Oh no,
No,
it didn't grab him.
Didn't
I just got
or
thrown.
you did get thrown in?
Got
I don't know.
telepathically.
He got
Something
thrown.
grabbed him, I thought.
So
Like,
I'm gonna
not-
need
not
everyone.
physically,
Hey.
So I'll recap briefly. Last session, you opted not to bargain with Taj, the hag who lived in the hut in the Shadowfell. To
Bargained. It was just not a very appealing bargain.
I was like a good choice still. I would argue not to bargain with that.
Yeah.
And on your way back, you encountered a small little squirrel. And of course, Leah would ask, "Are you my mother?"
Which is just like a Dr. Seuss book on Horribly Wrong in the Shadowfell.
My mommy.
Yes, and it turns out it was. Except she seemed to have been under the influence of strange, powerful, arcane magic that was not only hurting her, but warping her mind. In an attempt to remove it, you triggered some kind of trap of some kind, and were successful in removing it. Just in time for Aiden to notice that somehow, in some way, shape, or form, his brother was involved with the creation of that item, right just before spectral eldritch tentacles burst forth and started doing their typical thing.
Being spectral eldritch tentacles?
Yeah. So you can all see Aiden kind of getting blasted forward, and I need everybody to roll initiative because we're starting right off.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I rolled decently.
And everyone's got turns.
This isn't as good as my old initiative. I don't like it. My old initiative was like 20 something.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I rolled a 1 and 2.
A what?
Wait, no, that's actually.
You cut out, but I heard a 1.
I heard a 1 and
Yeah, I did not roll great
Oh,
on
really?
at all on initiative.
I rolled a 1, a 2,
Come
and a
on,
3.
let me do my thing.
That's really funny. You're consecutive at least.
Thanks, Nat
Yeah.
20.
My dice failed me. I rolled a 5.
Is my initiative updated? Nope.
No.
Okay, I'm trying one more time. Nope.
Did you roll nat 20 on initiative?
Yep.
So
Nice.
Nat 20 on initiative
It
to
is not letting me
cry.
use my initiative.
Yeah,
It was an 11.
Like, I would like to cry.
I spend my turn crying.
What was that, Teresa?
Yep.
It's good now.
Okay. All right. So,
Does Leah's mom get initiative?
Leah's mom is
She's
unconscious.
unconscious.
Okay.
Her initiative is currently 0.
Yes.
Um,
Maybe she wakes up. We'll see.
maybe we'll see. The force that had thrown Aiden forward turns out to have been a small beholderkin that had risen up, sort of off here to the side. There are 2 small, softball-sized beholderkin that, now that you all sort of turn and regard them, sort of look at one another, look at all of you, blink a few times, but Cortanus goes first. Look at all of you.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, Cortana
So-
would like to cry.
Here.
Bring us back
I'm going
into
to
the
say,
mood.
Right.
yeah. So we gotta get back into things.
Get back into that Fate Zero soundtrack. Okay.
Right. We'll start with just make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Just regular.
Right. You do not have disadvantage.
13.
Okay, that is sufficient to sort of wake you at the end of your turn from your, I wouldn't say stupor, but from your shock, as you're dragged from the darkness and you can see Wuria and Elias kind of standing or kneeling in some way over you.
I mean, Elias
You
is
kind of come to your senses a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're sort of still shaking off the effects of being overwhelmed. But that would be your turn.
He just kind of
Aiden.
blinks up at Elias and trying to rub out some of the.
Yeah. Good.
I shall get up,
Okay.
and
You can see perfectly fine in this
I
darkness.
can immediately just see what these things are.
Oh yeah, no, they are. You can turn around and see that those 2
Is this like
lasers.
terrain?
Oh, yeah. So I would say, here, let me make a little mark because there are some now that we've got a map up. Okay, so let's see here
Because it's kind of hard to see where some of the walls are with the
right. Here, let me
tentacatas.
see if I can do this.
Can you reduce the transparency of it?
I think I can.
Yeah, that would help.
I don't know. Don't know if I can, because it's an object, not a thing. Let's try advanced is drawing, and then I cannot. All right, so here what I'm going to do is it's cool looking, but it's kind of impractical. So
Nah. Like, do we have some kind of marker?
Just draw a circle.
Yeah.
These are stairs.
okay,
Hi, Mona.
I got to move that a little bit because it was.
It was
Yeah.
over to the
Right
left
there.
a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of filling up that zone. So there is a wall to your left here,
Uh-huh.
and then this area, it's mostly just sort of fallen rubble. So I would consider that sort of to be somewhat difficult terrain, but there is some open area here. And since you can see perfectly well in the darkness, you are totally fine.
Yeah.
But I do need to make a Constitution saving throw, because it is very cold in here.
That's fail.
Okay.
That's a 5.
So that's going to be 14 points of cold damage.
These are some great looking HP bars, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 8 points of psychic damage. Is everyone seeing the HP bars? They're all turned on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yup.
But so you can you were. Let me double check to see if it knocks you prone. I don't know if it does.
I mean, it would make
Eating
sense
things?
either way.
Stop eating paper.
Technically, it doesn't. So I can say you were just shoved in and you're not prone. So you'd be able to make your way out.
Hey,
If you want. I mean, you can stay in and amongst the darkness. It is your terrain.
no, I mean, I'm gonna run
Mm-hmm.
out this way
Mm-hmm.
and basically jumping out of that thing, guns blazing.
Okay.
This guy.
Sure.
No.
Uh-oh. Dude.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah, he's back.
Is this guy,
They're both
Behind him.
elevated about 10, 15 feet above the ground.
okay, well, I'll do a shot at each of them then.
Okay.
Well, one of them takes 15 and the other one takes 7.
Okay. The one that takes 15 basically just explodes.
Wow.
And the other one sort of looks at what happened, and it's like all of its eyes just wide. And it starts like looking
I'm
around.
just gonna don't let it get
Fucked up,
away.
AA, Ron.
Yeah.
Also, Aiden, do you have your blade out right now?
Yeah, I came out with that out.
Okay. You're getting a prickling sensation that, as best you can tell, it's just sort of like your spidey senses tingling. In a way, just just this sort of sudden rush and sensation of warning, of danger,
Great.
Aiden tingle.
and you know that it's you're not exactly the sword, but the presence warning you. Velis.
All right.
Huh.
I'm gonna. Shit. Okay, so what I was gonna do isn't gonna work real well. So I'm just gonna.
The Aiden tingle.
I mean, we've got the Liam Wire tingle. Might as well add the Aiden tingle.
I'm gonna come over here so I can get at least a better vantage, and I'm just gonna take a bow shot at him.
And
Sure.
ironically, they do just constitute just entirely different.
Yeah.
Velis, when you do that, there's a wall here, and so that's those bricks that you can kind of see. I didn't really mark exactly what is a wall and elevation and stuff, but as you do that, you see behind that wall is a slightly larger boulderkin.
Oh,
I suspected as much.
I think that's just like
Yeah, so not
immediate target
shooting the
switch.
little one. Yep. And I did, however, roll a.
And it seems just as surprised to see you as
Well, that's good.
Shit house. Okay. Can I redact that I was attacking that one and do something else because I saw that?
yes.
That depends.
Well,
Are you attacking
'cause I wanna
during your movement or after your movement?
I'm saying
Well,
as you finish your movement and you go to gaze off to the corner of your hut, your in your peripheral vision, another beholderkin that's slightly bigger. No,
Yeah,
also
okay,
known
I'm
as a
gonna.
spectator.
No, I'm casting Zephyr Strike.
Instead,
That's
dropping
why
your bow? Sure.
No, I can do both.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike. That way
Right,
I
but-
can take advantage and sneak attack him.
Not with your bow? Oh, okay.
If I have advantage, I still get sneak attack, and Zephyr Strike is a bonus action to cast.
Question.
Yes.
Do you have an ability that overrides the disadvantage for shooting a ranged weapon in melee? I'm just saying you wouldn't be able to
I
get
do
next to it.
not.
Yeah.
You could, because
I
you still have
can.
movement, you can move up.
Fair.
I'm just saying, you're not going to be able
Yeah.
to shoot with point blank range with your bow because you don't have a lot of bow-oriented feats. So you'll need to switch to your daggers. Is all.
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
It's still a 23 to hit. So.
That's-
Just move here.
Yeah.
And then plus Is that for strike damage? That's a... Okay, hold on. 22 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you see it was caught completely by surprise, and so you basically just completely dismember one of its eye stalks with that.
Yeah. There's a bigger one! And I'm gonna actually...
Great!
Oh boy.
Actually,
There's
no.
just
Hold on.
making sure I'm keeping track right. There's just the one little one and then the one bigger one?
As far as we
That
know.
we can see.
At the moment.
Okay.
As
I'm
far
actually
as
gonna
we
just-
know.
I'm gonna stay on the wall in between the two of them
Okay.
and just kind of crouched out just to try to get a look for anything else coming.
Two attacks your first turn. Turn.
I didn't quite hear that, but
I'm gonna drop down. No, I'm gonna hop down behind this side and then, yeah.
where's that? I need the book. And that was my phone. Okay. Anything else in your turn? Otherwise, it will be a turn.
No, but I just realized I shouldn't have done Zephyr Strike because that one hadn't taken a turn yet, and I didn't need it. Shit. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine.
Things we learn when we use our abilities. That's totally cool.
We're good.
We're good. Elias, what are you doing? Cortanis is very distressed. Velis and Aiden are shouting about things.
And
There's a lot going on at once, guys.
Well, all right. I probably heard Aiden was shouting to not let this other one get away.
Right.
I think. Well, first things first. I'm gonna, turn to Kurtaz and be like, "Are you good? Are you okay? Are we?" So you look like.
I'm sorry. I'm all right.
Okay. All right. Just gonna
She
give her a
doesn't
quick kiss on
look
the forehead.
alright.
I'm gonna stand up and I want to spare
Nope.
the dying, or not spare the dying. Whatever. Toll the dead on this. One.
Okay.
The dying,
dying.
really?
Why are we
Those are two entirely different things.
Yeah.
Is this a saving throw?
Yes.
Because of course it is.
It's a wisdom save.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Hey,
It's hurt, so it's going to take
It's
2d12.
2d12.
Just
Gotta
don't roll
love
two
Toll
ones.
Dead.
Well, even if I do, that's still 7. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's 15 necrotic damage.
Yeah, so you see like its main eye kind of like roll back in its head and it just falls out of the air.
fuck off.
Well, that's 2 down.
Do I see the other one from where I am?
It's actually you wouldn't because it's behind this wall. You just you're vaguely aware of there's something in that area and Bellis is shouting at it and backpedaling.
All right, I'm gonna. I should probably. I'm gonna use my bonus action and cast Healing Word, just first level on myself.
Yes, please.
Yay!
Hey.
We approve of this cleric choice.
I rolled a 1.
Also in character and accurate.
There, your heart just isn't in it.
That's really
I'll give
appropriate.
myself a little bit.
Okay. Now I'm at 25.
All right, where are you at?
All right.
I'm gonna.
So Waria can't see this other beholder kid and
Mm-mm.
isn't about to hop up on a wall or start flying when there are beholder kid around. She's
Probably
not
choice.
quite that dumb.
Good life choice.
So she is instead going to slap a hand on Elias and cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds on his butt.
That's good life choice right there, where you?
I would actually say if he's standing up and you
Probably a
Slap his butt.
slap his butt.
Get back in there, champ.
Casting Cure Wounds on the
Yeah.
book.
Oh wait, it's D8s, not D6s. I rolled the wrong dice.
Applying cure wounds directly to the butt.
That tells me how I don't use cure wounds
That is
very
hard.
often.
Apply directly to the butt. Apply directly to the butt.
There's another D8. Okay. All right. So that is you get 12
Okay.
points back. And then Leah, who is cradling her mom, is going to get a couple bits of healing light because she's also looking hella low.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. I'll use 2 for that. So you will get 9 healing back.
9.
And we're going to be like, this doesn't seem like a great place to be right now.
You think?
Leah, your mom is breathing, but she's definitely out. You can see that whatever that thing was that Aiden cut from her has taken a serious toll on her physical and mental and emotional state. But she is in your arms. She seems... Her expression was panicked, strained, angry, emotions that you never remembered seeing on your mother's face. But now she seems peaceful, kind of a bit calm.
So yeah, Leah's just. It's probably better to deal with that one after we deal with this one. And I'm like, I'm not gonna try and wake her up now because I don't feel like she wants to wake up to this, anyways. Like let's yeah.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, let's wait and deal with this, and then we can deal with her in case she wakes up screaming again or something. So,
Help!
BRB, you need more wrench!
yeah, no, I saw that. I wasn't sure if that's what they were laughing at or.
Yeah, no, that was...
I mean, I probably wasn't going to laugh on it until Brendan started laughing. Really
It is
hard.
kind of funny and oddly specific. And
Apply the wrench directly to the Maggie.
I mean, there is a card in our deck that is purely something Maggie said out of character during the stream one time. We have a card that just says "some intense fudge" because it's really funny. It's in there somewhere in that deck.
It is.
Some intense fudge. Unfortunately, though, intense fudge is not really going to help us with these one.
No, sadly.
Gosh. Let's see. And I can't, I'm guessing, especially if I'm sitting down, I can't see the actual beholder over there. But I'm also, yeah. Well, the other gazer or whatever. It's bigger. It's
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
I don't know. Sorry.
I think the cat knows I have chicken, and she's sitting directly outside the door.
Like, that sounds like a cat?
Well, I also heard a little meow and then just saw 2 paws stick up under the door.
Sorry, I'm just like, like I could do Crusader's Mental, but that's level in just in case somebody dies. Like, yeah, Revivify is a good thing. So we're gonna probably bless. Let's see, what's the range on bless?
Probably 30 feet, because that's what Bane is.
30 feet, which means I can hit anybody I want to.
Yeah.
So up to 3 creatures. So let's see, we're going to. Can I see Velas? Where is Velas actually?
Velas, yeah, he's very
to
much
your
visible
right.
now.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure just with all this stuff on the map. I was like, is he behind a wall? Is he on a wall? Is he?
He's
Right.
up on
Just
top
hop
of some
down.
debris.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I will bless Velas and Aiden and Cortanis probably, just because Cortanis looks like she's having a rough time. Also, hey, works on saving throws, which is good too.
That's a plus
so
D4 for attacks and saves, right?
Yes, you get a D4
Okay.
on
Okay.
attacks and saving throws. Yep.
Ooh.
And then I don't know that I can do anything else bonus action.
So you're currently kneeling on the ground holding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably like try and. I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to turn her? I mean, I will. Yeah, it's one of those things of like, I will try and find the most defensive stance I can while like still at least keeping a hand on my mother. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it's she's not running out and attacking things just yet because she doesn't want something to snatch her mother from behind. So yeah, she'll probably just shift her positioning a little bit, but not necessarily move.
Okay. Are you standing? Are you still on the ground?
I'm gonna say she'll shift to more of a like kneeling on one knee type of thing of like so that it's easier to get up and run if she has to, but she still kind of has a hand on her mother and stuff. So if something starts to pull it, she can pull back.
Okay. So I'm still going to consider you to be prone for any mechanic.
Yeah. Yes, because I feel like that's also a very easily knocked over stance. So
Right.
yeah.
It's also funny that you say that you're holding on your mother in case something appears to come steal her.
Oh boy.
Fuck her.
Because something appears to come steal her?
Well, actually, first thing, you all see this spectator rise over here.
Great.
Rise up beyond the wall. It's moving away, seemingly as almost as quickly as it can, but two of its eye stalks circle around, pointing at Velis, and I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws for me, please.
Oh
Oh no.
That was not my thing!
You have bless, you have bless.
I do. One of them was okay. One of them was not.
I really wish the Shield Master feat gave you like a Captain America style throw.
I know, right?
Fuck my shield.
Alright.
That would be fun.
Well, we can
So
work on
that's,
that. I'll make that.
I don't think it
Yeah,
would bounce
I
back
need
very
a trade
easily.
that.
Combine Throne Arms Master with Shield
What was
Master.
that,
There you go.
Velis? Kristen?
15 and a 7.
Okay. So you feel for a moment your muscles begin to lock up before
No,
just
9,
your
actually.
anger and your rage push through at like seeing these creatures from your nightmares. But you're kind of caught off guard when another one just kind of strikes you straight in the chest and you take 16 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Oh, hold on. 8 points. Wait.
Oh, that's good.
No, I'm sorry. You made the save so you're not paralyzed, but you failed the save for the other one. Damage. Sort of a full blast
16
to the
points.
chest. 16.
Ouch.
And it moves away. So I'm still leaving it on the board because it's still in view, but it's like floating up and away.
Oh, it's still in my range, trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
Aiden.
in mine too.
You feel a prickling on the back of your neck and a sound behind you of sort of like tearing or ripping. And emerging from seemingly another plane.
Great.
No!
Are 2 mind players.
Fucker.
No!
Oh shit.
Great.
I'm done.
Oh.
We're all gonna
And
die.
they're both they sort of like almost emerge as if they're in movement, and they seem to be bearing down not on you but on Leah and Shepard. And I'm going to need everyone but Velis to make 2 intelligence saving throws.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Everyone
Why not me?
except for Bella?
I'm not
Everybody
technically in Leah's range, right?
Nope.
You are like just outside it, literally.
Alright.
Ah.
Yeah.
So because that's why those 2 mind
Oh,
Whoa.
I did not roll well. Oh crap. This is bad.
One is an 18.
One's
This
not
is
great.
really
And what is
bad,
a
guys.
One's good, one's not great.
No,
Yeah.
both of mine suck. Because I have, what do I have? Plus, I get +4, but they still suck.
I just managed to roll bizarrely
Okay.
well because I just have
So-
a +1.
It is a DC 15 saving throw.
Yeah, the highest
failed
I rolled
both.
was a 10.
If
I
you
rolled a
make
2 and a
it-
6 on this. So,
One
yeah,
success,
I
one
know.
failure.
If you make it,
I'm pretty sure I'm unconscious.
Me too, possibly.
Well, actually,
You-
no, wait.
Fuck.
you are fine. You feel a rush of like nausea wash over. Each one that you fail, you will take 22 points of psychic damage.
Yep,
I'm
I'm
using
out.
my tomb. I'm using my tomb.
Oh,
I'm out completely.
And you are stunned.
I am under.
May. Oh,
So it's
I'm
44
stunned.
total?
44 total.
Yeah, I am,
That was Paku.
I am
fucking lucky.
Paku does not approve of these
so
mind
now I
flayers,
am in a
guys.
heap on the floor, unconscious with my mother.
Oh,
Okay.
And
shit.
Bless is gone.
How
They
much
both
damage was
move
And my
past
aura's
Aiden
gone, so yeah.
Fuck.
and reach down, and each of them grab an arm of Leah's mother. And they seem just bent on getting in.
Was it? You
But
said
that is
20
their action.
22 damage?
22 damage on a fail, yes. And you're stunned.
And I'm stunned. Cool. I'm real glad we healed Elias up because he'd also be down otherwise.
Is there like half
So did
damage
you-
on the save or no?
I failed one
It's
save.
no damage on a save.
Okay.
No damage or
Fucking
stun.
lucky.
Yeah, I
But
failed
the
one.
Bless is gone, so there's
So,
that too.
Yeah,
Bless
also
you,
the
Elias
blesses.
saved my ass.
Right. And we are around to Leah's mother's turn. So she's just unconscious. Cortanis,
Shit.
you see these two creatures come up, and Leah is down, and they've grabbed her mother.
Okay. Shit. From before, when Velis ran up there and Aiden ran out there, would that trigger one of the things or no?
No, I mean, because right now you're currently by Elias and Wuria, and
Okay.
everything was in the dark right now. But if you want to move away from Elias and Wuria, you need to make a wisdom check for me.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're
This-
going to stay wherever you are.
Yeah. Okay.
If Elias can Elias just be like, go help Leah.
You can make a check with advantage.
That. It, not necessarily in order, but like just being like,
Not
go.
necessarily
just
in
go.
order.
Trying to find
Right.
Okay.
It can be, but
unconscious.
he doesn't have a lot of
Also
energy at
just
the moment.
reduce your
for it.
health bar to 0.
There's that.
16.
That's enough.
Okay. So, going to.
Oh wait, he's stunned.
Oh shit.
Oh.
True.
Yeah, there's no Bless.
Shit.
It wasn't. It was that. It was.
His
Yeah,
movement
it was
was
Elias.
to say,
Do I have to roll
go
again?
help Leah.
I
Yeah.
rolled
What
at the same
did
time.
you?
What was?
What were your two rolls?
I don't remember what the other one was. I was focused on the one.
That's fine. Just go ahead and make a new roll.
Okay.
Sorry, I completely forgot he was stunned.
So I should probably mark it or something. Or here, I'm going to
Okay.
turn everyone who's stunned
17.
upside down.
Okay.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also unconscious, so I don't know if that means anything.
It means that you're dying is what that actually means.
I mean, yeah.
You're
Can I make
dying.
death saving throws if I'm stunned?
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
Status effects don't really matter if you are at 0
Yeah.
HP.
Right. Yeah, at this point,
So-
you're no longer
Yeah,
stunned.
yeah. That's why I was
How
like, do I
badly are
need
you
to be flipped then? Because I'm already unconscious, anyways.
Right.
Okay.
How does that interact with my tomb? Because I did that as a reaction to taking damage. And I'm incapacitated when I do that.
So
That's an interesting interaction.
stunned. Well, the thing is, you can speak falteringly when you're stunned. But Cortanis
Okay.
made it anyways.
Right.
So basically, what it doesn't do anything other than because you're already incapacitated by your thing. But
Yeah.
when you become unincapacitated from your spell, until you save out of the stun, you're still also stunned.
Yeah.
But you're also encased in ice and relatively protected from anyone trying to, put tentacles into your brain.
Okay. So that's a 20 feet. Try to It's basically trying to cut them off from Leah's mom, seeing like her arms getting grabbed.
These things are not exactly physically imposing.
Yeah.
So
Cut off their arms.
You could literally cut them off
Quite
with
like-
your mom.
Yeah.
delimb
Oh,
them.
immersion blender!
Yeah.
But I would say that you could just run up and straight up tackle one of them.
I'm not very strong, but
And-
but then again, probably neither are they. But I want to at least get to a point where I can hit both of them, so I can at least mark
Okay, you can
them
do that.
and try to pull their attention
Sure.
away from the two of them. Okay, 27 and 29.
That's sufficient.
So 1 hit on each of them, and then so that is 11 points of slashing damage on the one, and 8 points of slashing damage on the other. Mark them both, and then
Okay.
gonna get one more hit on the closest one.
Sure.
That is a 15.
To hit?
Yep.
That is enough.
Okay. That's another. Hey, 14 points of slashing damage on that one in front of me.
Oof.
Is it possible? Oh, damn it. Part of me would want to try to, like... Shit. Try to
So
actually
you've
search
attacked-
run by and grab
Oh.
Leah's mom.
Yeah.
You could definitely make that attempt.
Okay.
It would just be an opposed strength check because they're holding onto her.
Okay. Let's give it a shot. Come on.
Is that somebody's stomach?
You're trying to, like...
Yeah. I apologize.
Okay, it was just like this very interesting
Yeah.
sound. I was like,
My body makes weird noises. It's not actually my stomach.
mine-
it's like here.
mine does the same thing. Like my throat makes weird noises because John points it out to me all the time.
My goal is kind of like to try to like grab Leah's mom away, pick her up, and like interpose herself like where she is right now, and get like her there, and then Cortana's there, like back away from them.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, BRB, I'm still listening. I'm just gonna get.
Right.
How much movement has you used?
10, 20. Well, if she action surges... Oh, you just get extra actions. You don't get
Yeah,
extra.
you don't get any
It's
movement.
mostly that would be getting back into that space would be 30 feet if I could.
Right. I mean, you could, because at that point it's a object, not really a person.
Yeah, so it's trying to get in that space and like interpose between the two.
Right. So, okay, strength roll.
Strength roll. Okay, athletics or
Go ahead and make it athletics.
okay.
As you're basically like trying to body check them.
Okay. 22.
Yeah, so their grasp on her is not strong at all, and you basically grab her, yank her out of their grasp, and they just sort of both turn to you with their face tentacles wriggling, and they seem to be very, very, very upset. And I'm going to move her, which I'm just going to hide her temporarily for a moment.
Or like slightly roll her across the grass that way.
Yeah. Aiden.
My
So
turn
you're-
to Zion. Freeze.
You unfreeze. But you'd still be stunned if you'd failed that saving throw.
I mean,
So-
I unfreeze at the end of my turn. So
Right. So you can also make your another intelligence saving to end the effect.
That's an 11.
That's not enough. You're still sort of like
Not this
dazed.
again.
Oh boy.
Velis.
Oh man. Velis is having a bad time with 2 mind flayers and a spectator. I'm not gonna lie. This is not
Velis is not
Ideal.
pleased.
Yeah.
Shank 'em.
Oh man. I think there's
Stabby,
like
stab,
a couple
stab.
there's like a second of hesitation
Mm-hmm.
before he can kind of shake it off, and then he just fucking goes for it.
Sure.
And I'm gonna try to stab the one that's directly in front of Cortanus.
That was the one that looks like it's been hurt the most.
That's a lot. That's a 28.
That definitely hits. And you get all your bonus damage because it's an aberration.
Oh
If
yeah,
you get bonus
that's
damage.
too. Hold on. Okay. 10, 15, 16, 20. 22, 24 with the first dagger.
Sure.
And
Cortanus, there's this spray of viscera and gore as Velis comes up behind this mind flare and stabs it in the back, and it's choking on its own blood.
That's
it's,
probably the most comforting thing she has to deal with right now, to be fair.
and
Velis would
its
see that
tentacles
she's still kind of like
rigid.
shaking and like slightly
Eyes
teared
go
up.
wide.
Like
It's
terrified.
standing, but only barely.
let's finish that off.
Yeah.
That's it's dirty 20.
That still hits.
And
Fuck 'em up.
then- Trying! That's a max damage, that's another 9.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, someone get the scout!
Elias, make an
Well-
intelligence saving throw.
Okay. That's not gonna help. That's a 6.
Oh,
That's not going to help
we
at all.
don't have intelligence in this
Great.
book.
You
I
got
mean, Elias's
couple brain cells
intelligence is
between
okay,
all.
but
Okay.
I just can't roll.
So
So
Who has the most
the-
intelligence in our party?
That guy.
Not I.
it's you, my dude.
the spectator
I have 12.
You
is
can
flying
see it
up.
flying
15.
away.
Okay, so I can see it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then after Velis says get the scout, first I'm going to do a couple Eldritch Blast pew-pews at it.
Okay.
And that's not bad. That is those are both good. That's a 19 and a 25 to hit.
Plenty to hit.
Where are my D10s? There's a D10.
You can see sort of like the bright, brilliant radiance reflecting off of the darkened ruins as these bolts of super brilliant violet, least of frank light
for a
arc through the
total
Shadowfell.
of 11 damage.
Okay.
And then because Leah is down,
Yeah.
what is my spell slot situation? Let's do it. I want to save and revivify levels in case. So a second level healing word.
Yeah, saving revivify is a
Yep.
good choice.
Yeah, that's the okay, and that is 7 points to bring
The
Leah back
cleric is
up.
still stunned, so yes.
So do I get?
Low, but
do I-
No, she's not stunned anymore. She was straight up unconscious. So.
no, the cleric is still
The
stuck.
cleric is still
Oh
stunned.
yeah, Elias
Yes.
is still stunned. But yeah, you're not. Say
You are now very low health, but you are alive.
right. The spectator that you hit is still floating, but it like dropped significantly when you hit it and it's sort of like limping along. One of its eye stalks is hanging loosely. All right, Leah, you come to with Cortanus standing over you, holding your mother, and basically fending off 2 mind flayers.
Not something you want to wake up to. Yeah. It's like, what? Yeah, not cool, guys. Not cool.
That's the actual in character reaction.
It's a little-
Cool. Not cool, my
A little caduceus coming in there.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Hey, not cool, man.
Okay,
It's a
now
wild
watch the
mother
language,
thing.
Leah. My God. There's one mind flare. Yeah, there's one mind flare that looks like it's seriously regretting its decisions.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with the big things in front of me. Which one? So, Velis is like stabbing this one, right?
Yeah,
Or something?
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
the one that's on its last legs.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That
This
one's almost
one,
dead.
I'm guessing.
it's
What-
far less hurt.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So, I'm going to Nature's Wrath at the less hurt one and try and encase him in vines and not let him get anybody else while they
Does
finish
that
off
re-
that one.
Does that require a saving throw?
It's a
Yes,
strength
strength
save?
or dex. It is its choice. DC.
G. It fails.
Yay!
So what happens to it?
It's restrained.
It is.
And
Yeah.
spectral vines.
Yep. And it can
Nice.
repeat its saving throw at the end of each of its turn. If it does succeed, the vines disappear.
Okay.
But until then, it is. I like to think it just like gets like the whole like,
Right.
and it's
It-
just
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's straining as much as it can, but these things are physically
They
weak.
have their own tentacles. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. This was supposed to be a
What?
The Wild Mother
Wild Mother
invented
invented.
tentacles. That is a card. Somehow. I don't get the format.
I mean, we could just the Wild Mother invented blank, but
that works.
tentacles, original trademark, the Wild Mother.
Yeah.
Okay, so the spectator is like trying to get away as fast as possible, ducking behind a wall so that it cannot get shot at anymore. You can probably chase it if you try very hard, but it is out of sight for now. The Mind Flayers, shit. Okay, so it is restrained. It can speed is 0.
Yeah.
Disadvantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You have disadvantage on saving throws. Okay. So they're both going to try and reach out and lay hands on Leah again. So I'm going to say I'm going to make this an opposed check between them and Kurtanis. So go ahead and make a so I'll give him disadvantage because he's like it is literally trying to like reach out and it's being held back. Just a dexterity. Fuck.
Dexterity?
Yeah, dexterity check because you're like no, don't touch, and they're trying to reach out.
Acrobatics?
Dexterity.
Okay. It's still natural 20. Fuck it.
One of them rolled a natural 20, but it was the
Ooh.
one with disadvantage. So, so only one of them managed to lay its hand on
Was it casting
Leah.
a spell?
No, it's just trying to grab.
Oh.
And when it sort of failed, it looked so the one that's not hurt. You're not sure what's going on. They seem to briefly be communicating with one another telepathically, and then the one that's hurt sort of like begins to cast a spell.
Mage Slayer.
Counter, yeah, I was there. Counter spell.
I can at least hit it. If it starts casting a spell, I can hit it.
Yeah, it begins casting a spell.
Yeah. Reaction. Counter spell that shit.
Oh.
Sure.
It uses a spell slot I was trying to save, but it's okay.
19.
Okay, that definitely hits. Are you actually counterspelling? Because
I can spell if they're restrained. I forget.
10 points of slashing damage.
Yeah.
it doesn't say they can't.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Wiria in this situation would counterspell.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to make a spell check.
Okay. Use this guy. Okay, that's not bad. What? Just adding
Just add
my
your spell
spell
casting.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just your modifier that
Oh,
for what
just
you
one-
use to cast spells.
Just my modifier. Okay.
Just charisma modifier.
So that is charisma is +4, so that is a 16.
That is not enough.
No.
Yeah. So you can
What level
see
is this?
No,
Jeez.
10 points.
it
What is it?
wink out of existence.
Fuck.
And the other one is just like you can see its tentacles and tendrils sort of. It looks really, really pissed off.
Well, it didn't take Leah's mom with him.
No.
Yeah.
I wish Mage Slayer could
But-
interrupt those kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Well, if you kill him, yeah, but
I rolled not terribly on that counterspell, but
I'm gonna need Leah, Kurtanis, Wuria, and Elias all to make another intelligence saving throw.
oh no.
As it
Um.
can't do much, so it's going to minus.
Who all?
Son of a
Shit.
Basically, everyone
Everybody
in
in
front.
front of it.
success.
I was gonna say Velis and Kurtanis are in my aura, so they get a plus.
Velis isn't making
I'm
a
not in it.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
Velis
I
is-
wasn't.
Velis is
That's
fine.
why I was asking who.
+4 from the aura.
But go away.
20. 30, 20.
No! Oh my gosh.
No.
9.
Well, you would be out either way again, I
And-
think.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's the same thing as before, it doesn't do anything if you make the save.
Yeah, if you make
You
a
saved
save,
my ass again.
But and
Okay.
then you
I
went
suck
down.
at intelligence,
Damn
guys.
it.
out of the.
0. Well, +4 just because paladin, but
Is your spell the
Is it
Wrath of Nature
concentration?
one concentration?
no.
That's
Okay.
a channel divinity,
it's
too.
channel
It's
divinity.
not.
It just
The
Wow.
Wild Mother is technically holding it, not me.
Dear
Yeah.
God, whatever spell that thing cast had to be higher than a level. Had to be a like. A
It was
6
probably
or
just,
higher.
it was 7th.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
assuming
yeah,
it was
probably.
7th.
level.
Seventh level.
So you're off by 1.
Teleport.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if you
that
fail,
was probably
DC 15, 22 points of psychic damage,
I'm out.
I'm out.
and you're stunned.
Oh, shit.
Great.
Nope.
Elias
Being
did-
stunned doesn't actually give you disadvantage or anything. You could, so Elias, you'd still be able to make. Oh, you failed.
Yep,
Shit.
I failed. I
Okay.
rolled an 8 plus 2.
Yeah, no.
Because I am assuming I'm out of Leah's range.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Actually,
Oh,
even if I was, I still would have failed because that would have been a 14.
it's not able to free itself. The effect. But it's still going to try and reach out and grab a hold of Leah's mom. Actually, no, it already attempted that and it failed. So
Yeah, that thing already
Yeah.
took its action.
Yeah.
Okay. Leah's mom, Kurtanis.
Well, shit.
Leah just
How bad
Goes
does
down
this
again.
thing? Yeah.
Eviscerate.
it does
How
not
does
look
it-
that hurt at all.
Oh,
Yeah, that one hasn't taken many
That's
hits.
not, yeah, the one that was hurt is the one that teleported away.
Right.
shit. I know I at least hit
We gotta-
that one once. Oh,
You,
We gotta hit it real hard.
winged
No,
it.
hit it.
yeah.
You have advantage on your attack roll because this thing is.
That's true.
Also, I was going to say they're
Yeah,
spectral
it is
vines, so you can cut
restrained.
through them and it won't cut them away. They'll
Right.
still stay.
Yeah, this thing is fucking terrifying. So get the hell out.
That was a
22.
Mhm.
Where's my 22? Natural 20.
with which one?
Light blade. But I mean, I already have
Right.
advantage, so
Right.
Yeah.
and then a 18.
Okay. Those all hit.
Okay. So okay.
Immersion blunder.
Handy dandy immersion blender.
Mhm.
11 plus 13 plus the crit, which is 20.
So is that 43 damage?
11, 13 plus
11.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
44.
Wait. 44. Fuck. You fucked this shit up. Yeah. It's
He just knocked out her.
really the only
Alive.
thing holding it standing practically are those tentacles because it is slumping and it is hurt. And,
It's like her crying, saying that, "Thou shalt not take
yeah.
these memories from me."
Aiden.
Let me try the other one. Yeah, that's a 16.
That you make that. So you're
No longer.
I mean, Eden was stunned, but you could probably he's like holding that headband in his hand and it's probably gripping it so tight it's drawing blood at this point, and then he finally breaks out of it.
yeah, there's some poking bits on it.
Immediately whip around. And oh look, this thing. I'm gonna oh, that's at the end of my turn.
Eviscerate it.
Yeah, technically that was the end of your turn.
Yeah.
So you're ready to
Nice.
eviscerate it next time.
Yeah, I'm immediately whipping around back.
Yeah, you turn around and you just kind of see Velis like standing there, like glaring at this thing, holding two knives, and you're like, oh, Velis, your turn.
The
Let's step up
description
and-
you given Velis, though, I'm just picturing him being like, dinner.
Calamari.
Mind player. It's what.
Oh, this is a nice reversal here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't like this thing, so I'm gonna bring another spell slot to Hunter's Market,
Oh, it's Mark.
and I'm gonna stab
When
it
you
again.
do, it sort of turns to the side to sort of regard you, realize, oh, it might be in mortal danger now.
Yeah, fuck you. And that's a 17.
That hits. You have advantage, so.
I know, that was a 1 and an 8. This actually would have been an 18.
Oh, plenty of damage. Or of hit.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
That's fine.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, we're getting up to those ridiculous sneak attack levels.
Mm-hmm.
I still only have 3 dice for sneak attack.
The ranger level's multi-classic.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
But Hunter's Mark.
But
Mhm. Makes up for it.
28 damage.
More viscera. Yeah, that thing is dead. Okay, Elias, please make a death saving throw.
Someone start healing them. We need to get out of here.
I mean, like, that is literally what Weir is going to do next turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's her turn.
good.
That was in character.
I rolled a 13 plus.
All right.
I guess, is it plus Constitution?
No, it's just straight.
Or is it just straight a D20? I can never remember.
Up to the fate of the dice.
But yeah, I rolled a 13, so.
All right. So
Is there a way to track death saves on D&D Beyond?
There is.
Yeah.
Probably.
Once you
Yes, if you lower your hit points to 0, which actually I need to do again, it automatically changes your hit point thing to a
Death save counter.
death save.
Death save.
tracker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
All right.
good.
So Weir is going to once again slap a hand on Elias for a level 2 cure wounds,
On the butt.
and that is 14 back for Elias.
Elias has the healthiest butt ever.
And,
Just the butt.
Just the butt.
Fun
since she
planned
can't,
small parenthood.
and then she'll burn her last second level to do a healing word on I was debating first or second, but no, we need to get out of here and you need to have a little bit of hit points.
Do you have
to get
the
Leah up.
spell driver thing?
Don't we all have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, those of you who are spellcasters do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
basically
that
everyone but
is
Cortana.
I spell drive
And-
my sword.
10
Right.
points to Leah.
Oh.
Okay,
Into
so
the
you
face.
come to again. Only this time, Cortanus is standing over you, holding your. And there's just 2 corpses of mind flayers. It's like every time you come to, it's like
one
one.
mind corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah, only one mind flayer corpse.
Oh, right.
Let's get out of here.
We need to go.
Let's get out of here now.
Agreed.
Ouch. Right.
Where is there somewhere we can set up camp?
We need to start walking. We can worry about finding a place
We'll
later.
find a place.
Walk and talk. Let's move.
I'm actually
Trying
gonna run
like,
over
pick
to the
up
wall.
Lily's mom.
I want to run over to
Are
the
we
wall
still
and look up
are
and
we
see
out
if
of
there's
initiative,
anything
or
else.
are we still in initiative?
At this point, you're out of initiative, but you do see off in the distance just 2 bright rays of light, different colors, kind of shoot up into the air, and then like a few moments later, 2 more, and then a few moments later, another 2 that are roughly in the direction of that spectator. Looks like it might signal it.
Let's head
We need to go.
away
We need to go
from
now.
Run.
the lake. Let's head away from the
Lighting up
lake.
Like it's candle nights. Let's go.
Okay. So as you all begin running, I'm going to need you all to make a Constitution check for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Any of my dice in it.
Okay.
Are you serious? My
I'm
dice
assuming-
hate me tonight.
I'm going to assume that you're all you were running full out, fleeing from this area, and you're not or that is the impression that I got from all of what
Yeah,
you've
that's
described.
kind of what I
Yeah,
was
no,
saying.
that's
We're
just
just
what's happening.
Yeah,
As
15.
far as we can with 10 hit
some
points.
of us are
but,
trying to.
Hey.
9.
16.
Okay.
Is it a saving throw or a check?
It was a check, Constitution check.
Oh, if it's a check, then it's 5.
Okay.
Big one.
So, Leah Leah and Elias are lagging.
I mean, I also rolled an
Really,
8.
we're both also incredibly low.
Yeah, and having sort of slipped back and forth into unconsciousness, suffering a bit. You do run for, you're running for a minute, 2 minutes. There doesn't seem to be any sign of anyone giving chase, but go ahead and make
Perception check?
Yes.
Oh,
However, both Leah and Elias now have a point of exhaustion from
Some disadvantage.
this
Is that
exertion
disadvantage?
of trying to escape.
That I banged that,
That will
before
give you a
I rolled
disadvantage.
it. Okay.
16.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I rolled a 7 and a
17.
9, so not much difference. So that's
Eta!
9 total.
Right.
7. No, 19. Sorry, plus my perception is plus 8. Not plus,
Or no, perception is
plus
higher,
6.
but still.
19.
What? 14 for me, I guess.
Okay.
7.
Perception's higher.
I keep forgetting that my proficiency bonus went up, so that my perception is now no longer a plus 6, but a plus 8.
Wow. So there doesn't seem to be anything flying or tentacly following you. But as you all kind of come to a stop for a moment to catch your breath, Elias and Leah particularly winded, you do notice the shadows around you seem to be moving very strangely.
This is not good.
We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here now.
No arguments there.
Keep moving.
Is there
It's
any
probably
place
just
that
like
looks
hands
like?
on knees, like,
Yeah, is there anywhere to
let's go.
see any place?
Yeah,
like,
where-
safe to crash in or like?
Okay, so are you going to look for shelter right now? Are you going to continue to run? What is it that you want to? What action will you all be taking?
How far are we
Panting
from
heavily.
like
Moving
the
as quickly as we
church?
can while looking for
How
shelter.
far are you
Yeah.
from the church?
Yeah.
It would probably be a couple more minutes staying running, but you could probably make it back there.
I mean, we're
Because
going to suggest
You were
running for the church.
you were partly on your way back there from Taj's little
Yeah.
hut thing.
That's true.
When you encountered or when you
Yeah.
realized that you're being followed. So
Let's go. Let's go.
We're going to suggest making for the church.
okay.
Let's go.
Go ahead and make another Constitution check for.
15.
Oh my god.
17.
Okay.
9.
Great.
Much better. 19.
19. All right. Okay. So
Or no.
was Elias the only one who
9.
got less than 10?
7.
Oh, you got 7?
Aiden and Elias.
7. Yeah.
Okay, so with only 2 of you sort of slow and lagging can help them kind of keep up. And
If Wiria notices that Elias in particular is lagging now that he's having a real rough time, she'd probably like
How many
get him up
points
on the
am I
broom
gonna
and
put in exhaustion,
skim the
or am I still
ground.
good?
Like she's not going to fly up. She's just going
Right.
to skim, but
Right,
with
right, right.
Elias on the broom.
okay,
If
Um,
anybody is trying to physically help Aiden, he will shove them off.
Yeah, that's why she didn't try Aiden. She figured Elias
Exhaustion
might
is Aiden's
actually
natural
take
state
me.
along with Phyllis.
right.
I can't anyway. I'm
Okay.
carrying Leah's mom. So
So
Yeah.
does Elias still just have the 1 point of exhaustion, or
Yeah.
okay?
It was mostly that sort of initial. So this is just
Yeah.
kind of determining how well you can all keep going and keep up. But that is a good point. Who's actually carrying Leah's mom? Cortana says, "Okay, I'm gonna."
Wait, I don't think I rolled.
Really?
Was that
Cortanis?
yeah, because Leah
Oh,
was
no,
down
mine's
until the
still fine.
moment, and she was trying
Okay.
to like.
Mine is still.
All right. So after running for another minute,
Already holding her before.
the terrain starts becoming a little bit familiar because you've spent a little bit of time kind of in and around the environs of the church. And you know that it's not much further to that open area with the sort of wooded area with the church in it. But at this point, a number of you are breathing heavily, having a hard time actually continuing to run. And so that was... so Elias, you're fine riding the broom, but Leah and I think Aiden, both you got low rolls.
Yeah, I think was okay.
Leah's second roll was
That
good.
was fine. My second roll, and I rolled it again because I forgot disadvantage, and I rolled a 14, so it's still 16 total.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So as you stop again to take a moment and assess the situation, you do see behind you a number of flickering shadows that seem to be tailing you. Sort of begin to emerge, probably all of them kind of behind you a bit.
Can I shoot one?
Yeah, I want to shoot him.
You can definitely shoot them. They seem to just sense prey, and they're following.
That's real low, but
Alright,
that's...
well, I got a 24 and a 13.
I got a 13.
So, where is it? Oh, there we go.
Try and use Eyes
Question.
of the Grave to see if they're
Sure.
dead.
Hunter's
Oh, yeah.
Mark is up to an hour. Would I be able to move it to the thing I'm shooting?
It's been 2 minutes. No, because you didn't move it when the creature died.
No, concentration
pretty
up to an hour. I'm looking at
Oh.
Hunter's Mark. It lasts an hour.
Um,
I thought.
I
I feel like if the thing has been dead long enough, though, like I don't think you can resummon it. I think. is
Right.
what he's trying to
Okay.
say is
let me just
Okay.
take a look.
Unless you Hunter's Mark the one that got away.
Yeah.
It's 0 points before the spell ends. You can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn.
It says a subsequent
Okay.
turn, so it doesn't necessarily have to be immediately after.
Yeah, and technically, as long as you're still. So let me say this: did you fail any of the constitution while running?
I mean, I got you. You didn't really say. I said I got an 8, but you didn't say if that was a fail.
So if it was less than 10, so I would say because of that,
Okay.
you would have lost concentration.
Okay.
While running,
Okay.
you could cast. Well, I don't know if you have any spell slots left.
I do.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use one.
So there, you can see 2 of them emerging. And you were attacking them. So what was it that you ended up rolling?
I got a 13.
13.
13 and 24.
The 24 will definitely hit. That's not the creature. Hold on.
That's 9.
9.
Oh, that is weird. I opened up the stats for one creature. I'm trying to look at the stats for the shadow, and when I do, a different creature shows up. So let me look it up in my handy dandy notebook.
He's actually making us the Shadow Hunters.
Yeah. And so, these are undead because I was going to use. Eyes of the
Oh,
Grave.
yeah, no, you recognize these. These
I
are
probably
shadows.
just recognize. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Make
So
extra.
the 13s will decidedly hit. However, unless you're actually shooting them with magic,
Yeah.
your attacks are less effective.
Well, I mean, Aiden is, I assume, magicking.
Oh, yeah.
Those are Eldritch Blasts.
I got that blast.
Both of your blasts will hit.
All right. Well, the other one is 15.
Damage?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, you basically obliterate that particular shadow. The one that
Well,
you
I was
shoot-
I was shooting 2 different ones.
Oh, okay.
So I got 9 and 15.
All right, and then you shoot one of them, Phyllis.
Yeah.
That's what's here.
So that's 8 damage. Unless, do I get the extra die from Dread Ambusher for like the first turn in combat?
I'd say you could because it's you're technically.
It's not really ambushing, you're retaliating.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure if it counted as my first turn in a combat or not. Ranger rules are weird.
Well, I didn't actually
We're
have
not technically in combat. We haven't like rolled initiative.
Okay. So 8 damage.
Okay. So you managed to actually, with all of, obliterate both of them. But Elias, you can see with your Eyes of the Grave, that there is a. It seems your rushed flight has attracted attention, and you can see a significant number of them sort of further off, like all gathering together.
I'm just going to turn around. Can I hold a turn undead if any of them get within 30 feet?
Sure. And you can see it's like
Just, all right.
so they seem to actually be like congregating and almost attempting to sort of like coalesce.
Voltron.
Oh, great! They're trying to
Shadow Voltron.
God.
make a giant shadow. I don't like this.
Just like that.
Right. So you can definitely hold it, but you're seeing them sort of. The 2 of them kind of came towards you, and you kind of just shattered them, sort of. But you just see a bunch of them kind of all beginning to
I don't
pool
like that.
together and sort of a pulsing kind of.
Turn undead would probably disrupt that.
Possibly,
Possibly.
Yeah.
if you act quickly.
One way to find out.
How far off the ground are we?
We're skimming.
Yeah, you're right on the ground.
We're just
How
up.
far back is the
They're about
gathering?
60 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if Elias asks Weird to fly back to fall back, she will.
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll do
like
that.
Elias would be like, pull back. I
Yeah.
do not like that. I want to, I'm gonna
Weird
try and
will do that.
do something about that.
Okay. All right.
Once
So
we're within 30 feet, I'm gonna.
I mean, especially because the broom has more movement, so
Yeah.
they can catch back up to the group more quickly anyway.
Yeah.
what is the DC on your channel
DC
divinity?
is 17, I believe.
Of course
Yeah.
it is. So I've got
these are my
three
DC.
black dice. I'm like, ooh, I'll roll these black dice
And
for
it
the
is-
shadows.
I
And there are a
believe
lot of
it is
shadows.
A wisdom save?
Yeah. So my highest roll for the entire group of shadows, of which I'm like, I'd say there's, 18 of them, was a 16.
That's really funny.
Scatter
So you fly back,
Fuck
No.
off.
like
and you can see like,
cockroaches.
sort of mass of
Ghost.
shadows all kind of
Yeah,
like
piss off, ghost!
merging together when all of
You
a sudden
and your glow stick of death.
you hold out your wrist,
Ghostbusters!
and now they're less than CR1 or something. They're just completely
Yeah, they're
destroyed.
completely obliterated.
Yeah, and so you can see like just their forms just dissipate, and they're just, and then it's just sort of like quiet and like unearthly still for a moment. If there was background music, it would have stopped it.
Just cut off.
Just silent. But they're gone.
All right, let's go to the church.
Go ahead and make a perception check, everybody. As it's quiet and you all are kind of
21.
okay.
I love a +8.
Natural one.
Right.
I'm
Also
really
natural
tired,
one.
guys.
Yeah,
I'm really tired.
7.
I'm dealing with my mom.
Uh,
18.
It's okay. Whereas got your perception rolls for now.
We just have so much
11.
trust in the rest of the party. We don't
yeah.
One of mine was a natural 20 and a 6, so that's 11.
Oh.
So there doesn't seem to Maria. You just kind of see everyone almost collapsed, exhausted, tired, harried, but with the sort of divine explosion of shadows, it seems as if there's nothing else kind of remaining. But a few blocks away, kind of perched up on just sort of a wall, you just catch sight of a small halfling-sized hand. Just kind of waves at you. And it's just kind of just perching, just kind of watching.
Taj's hand is watching us, apparently.
Velas just flips at the bird and keeps walking.
Just cringes and just doesn't look and just keeps going.
The rest of the trek, whether running or otherwise, back to the church is quiet and unmolested.
There is, by the way, a very brief moment where Weirya considers shooting the hand, but decides that's
Elias also considers that.
great
I
life
was
choice.
seriously
Doesn't.
tempted to shoot off a sacred flame. But
Yeah, like we're almost, and it's just like, no.
not worth
Pissing
it.
off the hag seems bad. It doesn't.
Yeah, let's just get in the church.
Yeah, and once we're in the church, we will start casting Tiny Hut.
Okay,
I'm gonna start
As-
a primeval awareness once we get inside.
sure. As you are passing by that graveyard cemetery, you notice that all that disturbed earth that was there previously, all piled up, has now sort of not. It's gone, and the surface of the graveyard seems smooth, with the various headstones and stuff kind of replaced.
That's a little strange.
Everything's strange around here.
Fair enough.
Wait, you said the headstones replaced?
Everything seems to have been put back to normal.
If there's like inside
That's
the
weird.
church, if there's like a pew area or anything like that, just gonna gently set down Leah's mom on one of the pews for now while Wiria casts the hut.
Right. There's one or two, but they are a lot of it seems to have been removed, scoured out.
Aiden goes going to the opposite end of the building and basically just slumping with his back against the wall.
Okay.
Still holding onto that headband in one hand and his sword in the other.
Mm-hmm. So it is quiet, and again, as you enter this church, you do get that strange sensation of just peace. So the stress and tension of everything is still there, but you do feel sense of in here. It is chilly as fuck, but it's safe.
That tracks.
Take our handkerchief and just start like blotting our eyes.
After taking the time to make sure that nothing that we didn't see is still chasing us, just kind of wander over.
Well, this is probably also gonna just slump in a pew. Just probably.
That fuck just happened.
I don't know, but one of us should probably check on Aiden.
Yeah. I'll wander over. You said serum back there.
I have the insight to know that something is wrong, but
Serum.
I'm not going to be the one to do it.
Charisma to butcher it, so let's not. Yeah.
Everybody else was talking.
Sorry.
I said serum. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I mean, he's still just kind of
Look,
vacant.
not the time to keep quiet. Look, I'd offer you a drink, but we ran out of that about 2 weeks ago.
There's always onion tea.
Maybe if you let it sit long enough, it'll become alcoholic.
Oh.
Oh, we already have onion tea, I think. It's like, what do we have? Fiend onion tea, I think, instead of French onion soup. At least I believe it in there.
Look, I know a thing or two about wanting to keep your secrets. So I'm not gonna keep pushing right now.
What secrets?
But
I literally just
bullshitting.
can't. I can't. Was that me? No. I don't know. It's like you see he's still like gripping that thing in his hand, but it's like it's not even registering that it's in his hand. Like there's definitely blood, but it's like it's just.
Look,
So it doesn't. It no. That's right.
look, put that down. You're cutting your hand open.
What?
Take a point of piercing damage.
I'll take it. Yeah, you know.
And like 50 points of emotional damage.
Sad damage.
Open his hand and just kind of stare at it.
Something you know about it?
About this? I know. I know my brother wrote it.
Fuck. All right.
Costas, can we actually hear this? How much
of this
acoustics
can
are in
we
this
hear?
room?
Everyone's probably really, really quiet, and there you can probably hear it. I mean, unless you intentionally want quiet, because you just said you went to the other side. You didn't.
I basically went on the opposite end, as isolated as I could get.
I mean, that would have been in like one of the back rooms. In this case,
Oh yeah, not in the opposite room, but basically
just far away. Okay,
I imagine by the altar somewhere.
right. In that case, if any of you are like particularly curious, you'd probably be listening in.
Yeah, just kind of listening. She needs something else to focus on besides her own thoughts.
I feel like
I'm just gonna sit down.
unless he's particularly loudly is more concerned about not dying and keeping her mother alive. But probably waiting until the morning to actually try and
Do anything.
Because, yeah,
Look,
like
your brother's a little weird, but this is a lot.
No, yeah, I know.
Shit.
He's a good kid. He's not like us. I don't see him doing this because he wanted to.
No.
Just kind of put his head in his hands. Shit.
Don't jump to any conclusions. Shit's.
I was jumping to plenty of conclusions before, and I didn't think I could think of anything worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it.
My internet.
Yeah.
Sorry, my internet cut out for.
Everyone's very quiet and contemplating and listening.
yeah, I don't
You
think
didn't miss anything.
Okay.
I actually get it in a little more than you might think. But you know your brother, and if you don't believe he did it, or didn't do it willingly, you hold on to that.
Can I tell at all, now that I'm looking at it, how recently it was made?
I would say, what kind of roll would this be? Go ahead, just make an intelligence roll.
Because that's gone so well so far.
Yeah, really.
It's let's see, probably maybe I would say actually investigate.
Hey, but it's disadvantage.
Pouring through ancient scrolls in search of a hidden fragment of knowledge. Medication. So yeah, investigation.
So that's a total of 15. Not bad.
So it's difficult to say exactly because it is blood stained. It has been worn. It smells of sweat and blood. And
not just Leah Moms.
Yeah.
mostly Leah's mom's. But it's pretty beat up. You're not entirely sure how old it would be. It's not an ancient artifact. Long. You're pretty sure of that. This is somewhat. It is worn through heavy use, but it's not something that's like from the age of Arcanum or like that. It doesn't have that sort of those properties or anything like that. This is something that could have been manufactured somewhat recently, but based on the amount of wear and tear, it's been weeks, months. Not entirely too sure.
Just kind of look in the direction of Leah's mom. And see how that's going.
So how is that going, Leah?
I mean, I feel like she would be getting like Elias's opinion on it or whatever. But as long as she's stable, I feel like waiting to try and wake her until the morning.
Sure.
Because I'm not sure if she's just going to start screaming again. And that just does not sound like a good idea right now when we're like half dead. So
intelligent choices.
Yeah, so that's why I was like checking with Elias to make sure she's not gonna like die overnight.
Yeah, I'll give her a quick exam. I can always just spare the dying.
Yeah.
Want to just stabilize her and keep her up.
I mean, she is stable essentially, right?
Yeah, that's why I was like,
so, I guess
if Elias thinks she's probably going to stay stable, he seems to know a lot about death or not dying or something. I'm not totally sure, but he seems to be better at least knowing about those things than she is. So yeah, oh, she's on the phone.
Okay.
Maggie's on the phone with Raven Queen. It's okay.
Bigly upstairs. Can you see about my friend's mom?
Right.
Anyway, if Leah's mom doesn't look like she's going to be active anytime soon, and pretty much just lean back against the pew and I need some rest.
Yeah. I'll leave you to it. Just don't think too much on it right now. Anything you make up in your head is probably going to be wrong anyway. So don't do that to yourself.
Don't go sentimental on me.
Never. I'll walk off.
Rubbing off.
Back to where the... Just kind of going to where the hut is being set up and...
Oh, it's
yeah. I mean, by this time, I've probably finished casting, so we're just got a hut. We're just
I'm just gonna make like a blanket and cloak nest and just lay down.
Yeah, I was gonna say as soon as the hut's up, then Leah's also if she's pretty sure her mom is okay. She's obviously bringing her mom in, but that she is like passing out because she is tired and almost dying still. So. Sleep is good.
Okay.
Thomas hasn't even used the cleansing stone yet. She's just kind of staring.
Weir recommends we hang out in the hut because we're all really badly off.
Unless anybody like physically comes and moves Aiden to the hut, he's probably not going to move from where he is.
That sounds like a job for Small Mom.
Small Mom
can't
leave the
do
hut.
it.
Elias will probably
No.
be like,
Yeah.
Aiden, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta
If
stand
Small
up and look
Mom
over.
leaves the hut goes away.
Hang on.
Was that a cat?
Yeah.
No, that's.
I think that was a baby.
Oh.
Just
Babies and
look
cats, they
over
sometimes
and
sound
Mama.
similar.
Baby
Trust
duty,
me.
'cause my mom is picking up my sister, so
Trust me, Aiden. 'Tis better not to be alone right now.
I might have to go.
Aiden will just kind of
Oh, just
look
bring
at
it back.
Cortanus and
Yeah.
just be,
Rosie, come play D&D.
"Are you okay?"
No, but I shall be soon enough.
Like a lot. It was kind of scary seeing you like that.
I am sorry. I doth not know what came over me.
And not your fault, but
I have just been feeling very lonely since this morning.
I mean, you said it's not good to be alone, right? All right. I guess we'll turn it. I'll move over to the with her.
We're back to civilization. We are all getting really fucking drunk.
I actually don't disagree with that plan at this point.
Just then lean up against the hut, but kind of stare out and stay awake for a while.
So it's still probably not much further than middle of the day. So you
Yeah.
can spend the rest of the day recuperating, taking a long rest. But it'll probably be some point like early in the middle of the night that you'll probably actually be all kind of getting up. Is anyone going to be taking a watch?
Yeah. Though Katanis might ask if someone would take it with her. She really doesn't want to be alone with her thoughts.
I mean, Wiria is
Hello.
happy to help with the watch. She just can't leave the hut, so she could watch from in the hut. But
Right.
I'll take a watch with Cortanus if you want.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So
All right.
who's going to watch with Maria?
I think Cortanus and Bellis were taking one.
And then after them,
Yeah, if someone wants to.
go ahead and make perception checks.
This die is not
23.
rolling well tonight. Yeah, 11.
Okay. So I'm imagining that you're all inside, staying alert, but inside the hut. Knowing that this place is consecrated, that there are numerous creatures that would not even be able to, even if they wanted to. There's an element of security and safety.
Part of his Katanas wanting to stay nearby everyone, but also at the same time kind of not wanting to see that ghost girl after what happened.
You do hear sort of like a very faint kind of knocking on the church door.
Plans to Velas, see if he actually heard it too.
He doesn't seem to be noticing it. You just hear a very quiet voice. Cortanus,
Cringes.
are you in there?
You alright?
Gonna slowly stand up. There's someone I should speak to, I suppose.
You sure that's a good idea right now?
No.
Don't. Contrary to what you might think, I'm not trying to be a dick, but sometimes you have to think about yourself.
She
You
like
can't do
cringes at
anything
that.
for. You can't do anything for the dead.
Selfish thoughts hath only caused trouble for me. Bellis.
That's selfish. Not selfish to hold yourself together. I've had a fucking hard time of it lately.
Only when it causes pain for others. I'm gonna glance back to the door.
I'm not gonna stop you, but I am gonna tell you it's a bad idea.
She at least deserves to know that she is not being ignored. I'm gonna
Just
stand
be
up
careful.
Mm-hmm.
and walk over to the door very slowly.
Okay.
And open it slightly.
There's a sort of rush of warm air, almost. Seems almost warmer outside than it does inside this particular church. But the front steps are empty. There's nobody there.
Like peek around and just kind of like white knuckle her hands at her sides slightly. Just kind of like glance down to the side. We shall keep looking. And then slowly
Nah,
close
get
the
up.
door.
Get up and walk over. Get some sleep. I'll finish the watch.
Bellis,
Go on. You look like shit.
my mind maketh not a good bedfellow right now.
Yeah, I get that.
I can focus. But thank
Alright.
you. And then go back
Well,
over.
we're really fucked if I'm the one who's trying to fix us.
Or perhaps that means you are changing, as we all are.
Yeah, I guess we'll see about that, huh?
Whoever's going to take second watch, go ahead and make a perception roll.
Okay. I mean, where you can take it, does anyone want to take it with her?
Leon is out.
Yeah, okay.
Elias is probably out, so you might actually just be on it a little.
Okay, that's a, well, I mean,
I can stay
22.
up, but
No, Cortanus, Wiria will, like, yell at, not yell, but will, like, force Cortanus to,
Yeah. Play like a magic lullaby to put you.
yeah, like, there is no way
Thanks,
Wiria is
Mom.
allowing Cortanus to stay up.
Right.
22 total.
Other than occasional and whispers of breath from the people in the hut with you, it is a quiet and still uneventful night. So you all gain the benefit of a long rest, and this might actually be take a quick break for us in
break time.
Sounds good.
meat space.
Yeah, break.
I am staying here.
This is at least worth. If something's going on in this city involving, I'd like to know about it.
Of course, I shall follow their lead.
Yeah.
But for now, I know thou wishest to have thy spell time.
Spell
She just like she doesn't really know.
That's a phrase.
She's like, that's.
Is that what they're calling it now?
He wants to go alone into the
Not how
bedroom.
modern play works.
Put out some incense. What do you think?
It's gonna take me like 2 minutes.
Specifically, this one's called. That one's called. Fuck.
It's a weird name for an island. Fuck.
Fuck it! I said
really
it.
don't want to go there.
Now. It's Fuck Island.
It's either the best or the worst island in the archipelago.
So named.
Definitely not a mediocre experience, though.
So named because everybody who goes there says, "Fuck, this is a terrible place."
That's actually their slogan. Fuck, this is a terrible place.
Yeah, it's what their tourism bureau tells people. Yeah. So as you're going by Fuck Island, you hear some crows saying, "Yeah, the people on Fuck Island are fighting each other again."
I don't suppose the crows recognize any cult symbols?
Nah, no cults there. Just 3 different groups of people with very strong ideas about what to do.
Just a bunch of fuckers, really.
Yeah, basically.
So these fuckers want to raise taxes.
Only some of the horrible things going on are cult things. The rest are just regular terrible people.
Just double checking.
That's fair.
Because, I kind of want to know who our neighbors are, but that'll be on that goes on to the to-do list.
All right. Yeah. Let me come up with some quick faction names for you while we're sailing.
The factions that we can get to fight each other harder.
Sure. They're already in a turf war. You can't start one amongst them.
Okay, so our goal is to stop the turf war. Got it.
We need to unite the fuckers against a common foe.
Common fuckery.
Friends, Romans, fuckers.
Under the banner of common fuckery.
Oh, I'm so glad we named it Fuck Island. Oh,
I thought I didn't have enough caffeine for this, but apparently I do.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start another Google Doc real quick for Fuck Island. 'Cause I think we're gonna see more of it in the future. Alrighty. So yeah, you pass by Fuck Island. The fuckers are fighting the fuckers are fighting the shitters again.
Fuck you all. I might be crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Oh, you're gonna have to give me a second. Okay.
Fucking same.
If we conquer it and then eventually trade it away in a business deal, we could give somebody a fuck. Or if we refuse to do it, we would not give a fuck.
Fuck you!
Look at all the I have to give. Yeah. Okay.
If the shitters are involved, I don't want to take any shit.
I think I'm just dead, guys. I'm sorry.
Their main factions are now canonically the fuckers, the shitters, and the dammers. The fuckers really want to fuck shit up. The shitters just the shitters are big on the idea of public infrastructure, specifically for sewage, and the dammers are really, really big on building dams for some reason.
They're a big fan of beavers.
Yeah, big fan of beavers. They're beaver people. Yes.
So it's ultimately a conflict about public infrastructure planning.
It's ultimately a conflict about public infrastructure of two people who have very strong ideas on two groups of people who have very strong ideas about what the main form of public infrastructure should be and what their focus should be, versus one other group of people who just really, really want to fuck shit up.
I just thought like the fuckers were just like really into just making it a very island brothel.
Fuck.
This is starting to sound like a Dr. Seuss book.
Almost.
It's really all just really about the type of whorehouse they want.
Well, we'll work on it. I'll write something for Fuck Island. Do not fear.
You're
the
welcome.
main takeaway for now: beaver people are now canon for ULEA. They will all speak in Newfie accents. All of them. All right. So yeah, Fuck Island. That is now.
Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this.
And I'm gonna inflict wound.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna do inflict. Whoops. Go back.
Inflict whoops.
Whoops. Inflict whoops. As if I've
so-
made a terrible mistake.
Zafar shouts from his pedestal at the far end. Get a move on! I'm getting bored up here.
Is he talking to us or the slugs?
You guys.
I mean, why isn't he shouting at the slugs then? They're not doing anything.
And they're the ones that really are moving kind of slow right now.
Finish him off already.
So that's a question. When you hit him with acid, does it have to be enough to actually do damage or just any kind of acid?
Are you just gonna like throw up on him? Stomach acid?
Actually, now that you see it,
Oh,
I wasn't
God.
thinking that, but yeah, that would work.
Is a ready supply of acid?
I will give you that does 1 acid damage if you throw up on the slug.
Well, unless anybody.
Then wait, let me get the flame blade ready. Flame blade on, motherfuckers.
Alright. You pop a flame blade in your hands. Bauer, how do you make yourself vomit on the slug?
Oh god.
On the list of things I never thought would happen in a D&D game, my players vomiting on an enemy to kill it. Roll to hit the slug with vomit.
Yeah, it's not the tracks didn't necessarily get smaller, Fike. They just changed shape and became bipedal instead of quadrupedal.
Fast it up. The bear's walking on 2 legs now.
No, it's definitely not
changing-
bear tracks anymore. It's
Oh,
definitely
it's not bear.
It's
No, they're
changing the shape of his foot.
they're definitely humanoid.
Father
Found
Pike was about to have a
Sasquatch.
conniption with
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
Noxus. He's about to be like, "You fucking idiot! It's still a fucking bear."
That's how we couldn't find
It's a tricky
Sasquatch.
bear. It found shoes. It put shoes on. This is where it's fat. And put on shoes. And it's a struggle with the laces.
This is what happened to the last traveler. It fell for a trap.
It wore its
Um,
last traveler's skin.
Oh God!
I don't know how big that would be, but I assume it's
And that was
still-
when God carried the bear.
Yeah.
God, for the love of cord, stop.
Oh my god!
All right, we know that there are 1,000,001 bear puns out there. Let's try.
And I can, you know what?
I
You know
can't
what,
bear
guys?
it
I'm
anymore.
I'm barely holding myself together right now.
This turned Persona 4 very quickly.
Oh, God.
This is just unbearable.
Yeah, that pun was unbearable.
All right, everybody get them out of their system.
Commit this grisly murder.
All right. Anyway,
We're good.
We're good.
all right, that's where we're gonna call it tonight.
What is this other book that you speak of? And she sort of closes the book in Dwarvish, and she kind of sits up a little bit and sits back, sort of in that centered watery area, and with a lot more dexterity than you would expect, actually slips the Dwarvish book into the bag of holding, and then flips open the butter churning milkmaid, like, flipping through it sort of page by page.
She was very accurate in how she described it.
She was. You're not wrong.
And you can see after a moment she just stops.
Bellis is doing his absolute best to keep a completely straight face.
Yeah.
Where is keeping a straight face?
Elisa's trying so hard not to laugh.
Bellis has high charisma. I think he's good, but it's
or not just not react.
Katana's just.
Right. There's nothing.
I'm just going.
She like. She turns like one page, and she's like reading through it. She kind of
good parts.
Well, she flipped through a bunch of it. She stops, and she turns her head to sort of like regard you and look at you, and then she looks back to the book.
Oh, we just gave the dragon a bodice buster.
And she looks back to you. I have lived for almost 1,000 years. I have seen the ending of the world and the birth of a new one, and in all that time, I have never experienced anything like this.
Something we don't have in common.
She sort of like leans down, looks at all of you like a little bit closer, and like, do you little people create much of this?
Have you heard of the great word archive of our own?
It is perhaps more common than it should be. But
Yep. Varying degrees of quality, but
As with all things.
it seemed like something that perhaps, as you said, you have not had the opportunity to experience.
She sort of nods her head and slides into the bag of holding with the other book.
And thus ends the saga of the Butter Milkmaid. 30 fucking sessions.
oh my god.
We gave it to a dragon.
Okay, this is probably the worst use of an insight check ever, but does she seem to like it?
Actually, yeah, I would.
Actually.
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
I need to know this. I need to know.
Oh no, you guys. Hey, that's I know. I'm like I want to roll 2, but that's
14.
you know, I love
20.
you.
20.
20 for insight on the dragon liking the smut.
Okay. All right. Go into the Whispers channel because it's Whispers time.
So D&D Beyond.
I thought very carefully, by the way, about how weary I should describe the smut.
Yeah.
She wanted to be 100% accurate, but also, you know, positive about this document book.
No, the dragon's just putting in the name of like her high school's crush as opposed to the Lord in this book. The dragon creates the first fanfic.
I want you to bring me more.
Cortana just starts writing fanfic.
Cortana eventually becomes a world-renowned smut writer.
Oh God, she finds it later in a different life, and like, what
there we go.
Well, I had fun.
I don't know. It seems like a rather unsatisfying finish, don't you think?
I
don't know.
Thou
I'm
hast
pretty
heard
satisfied.
Such a thing many times. He set himself up for that, fucker.
Elias just falls out of his chair.
This one quickly reaches out to catch him.
With that confirmation, especially, she'll just look at Elias and say, "I do believe Weir is correct. I believe that your goddess is protecting this graveyard."
That might explain why
She's
my-
doing a
some
shit
of my
job of it, isn't she?
Spells got more powerful. I mean, hey, she just deals with the aberrations are way.
Yeah. Yes,
that stuff, whatever that was, that is. We won't
That
have to
was
worry about
fucked
undead
up,
here.
I
I have to
believe,
imagine.
is the term.
Yeah. Thank you, Cortana. Yeah.
She's learning.
Shit is fucked.
The T-Rexes are now turtles.
All the way down?
Yes.
I'll be mean to this turtle right here.
Okay.
You do know what happens when you. Oh.
You gonna flip over the turtle?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just mean.
So mean.
They attacked us. That's on them.
I mean, it was coming right for Diggeroy. What else do you expect me to do?
You saved my life, man. I'll never forget this.
Did she tell you how, like, if you find this elf, how do you know it's the right one? There's a lot of dead, sad elves in this wood. Like,
Go ahead and make a history check.
Cortana cringes again.
Yeah.
Leah, history check for sad elf knowledge.
Let's be fun.
See if you remember any stories.
We were carrying a sad elf at one point. It was a bag.
12.
12. Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're happy when you become a bag.
I kind of want Cortanas to say that, just because that's hilarious.
Although most likely it was probably multiple elves that went into the formation.
Yeah.
Thing.
Did not want to think about that part.
Oh, that bag just keeps getting better.
You don't recall any specific.
All right. Well, we can be pretty sure that the cult is out there, but they're not using, at least not this town, and probably not any of the others. Then, which means they have a camp somewhere.
This is what we wish to speak to the animals about. Possibly the vultures or the foxes. Those who go out into the desert further.
We should definitely ask them, yes. Once we head out, which we probably want to do actually fairly soon, because twilight is the best time to travel in the desert.
And let us know when all are ready, because we must find something to give the animals.
Everyone got a long rest. Pick your spells. Refresh your spell slots.
Hooray!
It's morning time, and wait.
Magic.
John, go shout at Bess. She needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
And a wisdom save. Oh, wisdom.
Everyone needs to make a wisdom
Yeah, wisdom save.
But it's
You're standing like Shadowfell.
Oh, nice.
Is it advantage
Total of
because
20.
Of the church?
You don't have disadvantage on it now.
You don't.
It's just straight.
Oh, it's just regular.
Just straight roll.
Yep.
But you have +4 because of
Oh, yeah, +4. So that's actually a 24. Cortanis, what did you roll?
Oh man.
Did you roll that one?
Oh no! I rolled really bad, but I think I'm okay because of the +4.
Aren't you a fighter? Don't you have Indomitable or something?
That's true. I used it last time. Okay. Okay. Come on, Indomitable. Don't screw me. Oh my fucking god!
Did you do another
Meanwhile, I'm just over here like natural 20, screw you, Shadowfell Despair. I can ignore you like all my other emotions.
What's happening?
24 total for Lyria.
Wisdom save.
What are we?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Because you all had a long
barely
rest
got a
and
12
woke up
because
another
of
night
the
and got a
Take
buff.
off Indomitable for the day again.
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
27.
Oh.
Okay.
What's the DC is what, 10?
Hello, I shall be a
Yeah.
resident sad sack for this day.
Thank you, Leah.
I'll be right back.
I still keep
Leah
the other
saved me
fucking
for that one.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Cortanis.
Okay. Oh.
I wish I could help.
What'd you
but,
roll? She rolled a 17.
So the cat.
Cat's
has no
good.
spirit.
Cat's good.
Let's see what Haku gets. Okay, yeah, Haku just rolled a
Here, bud,
natural
take a picture
15,
of this.
so he's
Oh my
probably
fucking
okay.
Well, you're going in dice jail for a while.
No despair for the puppy.
I mean, Mona rolled because she literally pushed the dice off the desk.
Yeah,
so,
I just rolled for him because why not? No puppy despair.
What did Elias get? I don't know if I heard you, Maggie.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Cool.
I forgot I was muted. 19.
Yeah, you're fine. So,
Sorry, my brain's a little.
yeah. Those of you that are sort of coming to, something seems off. You realize Cortana's is still asleep. Normally she's up before everybody and practicing. But she's still asleep.
Maria goes over to Cortanis and checks on her.
I also go over and just be like, Thomas? Just gonna gently shake her.
Cortanis, are you alright?
She's unconscious. She doesn't seem to be waking up.
Well, that's not good.
I'm gonna take a closer look.
Make a medicine roll.
Medicine. Oh, that's not. No, that's a 7.
Oh no.
Dice.
She's alive.
She's alive.
But she seems comatose, unresponsive.
down.
I mean, I don't know if Elias, do you know anything that could help?
What's wrong?
Or Leah?
Cortanus
isn't waking up. I mean, she's breathing.
Does Leah know anything that might cause that or whatever? Or like, so I'm like, I don't know.
Go ahead and make a intelligence check.
Oh, goody, because I'm so good at those.
Well, while we're doing this, Wiria's going
That
to
would be 6.
Do a detect magic thing to make sure there's not some sort of magical effect on Cortanus.
It's not a specific any kind of like aura of charm or enchantment or anything affecting her.
Okay. It doesn't seem to be magic specifically.
That is Leah's intelligence roll. I rolled a 6, guys.
You hear a quiet murmur from the pile of rags that is Leah's mother.
I will be right back. I have to get my drink out of the microwave. But
Can I try and see if I can tell anything with Cortanus?
Sure. Go ahead and make a intelligence check, I guess. Investigation. Investigation.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Not looking
Because
that
That's a 16 intelligence.
She's definitely unconscious. She seems asleep, just like in a coma.
I
want to try shaking her, but
yeah, she's not.
I can't do anything helpful, so I'm just gonna spend the minute to make sure there's nothing weird hanging out outside.
I mean,
that's all I know how to do.
She's alive, so we can't really revive her. She doesn't seem hurt, so I don't know that healing her would help. Maybe
just try something.
I mean,
Cortanus, I order you to wake up. Don't think this works if she can't hear me.
I'm waiting till Bess gets back on audio.
Wiria will. No, I'm trying to think if there's anything she would do that would make any sense.
She was fine on watch last night. I mean, she tried to talk to the ghost, but
I'm back. I'm good.
So as you're all sort of...
she wasn't fine yesterday.
No, she was not fine yesterday.
I don't mean fine, but I mean she wasn't like this.
You hear a raspy voice from the pile of rags that is covering Leah's mother. The darkness affects everybody at some point.
Mother, you're awake.
You know something about this?
Do anything about this?
I would say you can make a religion check at advantage.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
She gets field advantage.
Field advantage, exactly.
17.
So you are aware.
Not 17, more. 20? 19?
Those who spend enough time in the Shadowfell
18
become affected by it. And it's not quite magical. Like it's not like a cast a spell magic and it goes away, but rather it's an ennui of
this is like the swamp of sadness.
It's like it drains the swamp of sadness, exactly.
No, this is the swamps of sadness.
No, this is our tax.
Cortanus is
No!
our tax.
I cried every time so much. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
There was an Atreyu cosplay who had like an art.
I saw that.
The head.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
The head, yeah.
And so it seems as if she's succumbed somewhat, and is. Yeah, I mean it's. For those who are affected, it can sometimes drive people mad, drive them into depression, any number of affected mental states. And based on her odd behavior in the last day or so, you think that she may be suffering from something like that. His mother's just sort of quiet again.
No greater restoration.
Does Elias say anything about that?
I mean, yeah, I'll probably mention this.
Okay.
The effect of the Shadowfall. This place has
So
can have an effect.
I assume then the best remedy is
Get her out of here.
Get her out?
Do what we need to do, and
I mean, looking at her mother, is there anything we can do? Will she wake up at all?
Hold on. So Velis is concentrating, and Kristen was IMing me.
Sorry.
Give me a second. I need to check the thing.
Well, no funny story, guys. I lie to my iPhone all the time. It tells me it's almost 10 o'clock. You should go to bed soon, and I tell it I'm going to bed now. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here playing D&D. Happens a lot.
Don't say
I just
that.
sort
It'll
of
hear
lie
you.
to my phone.
Yeah.
It listens.
Okay.
I mean,
she sort of stirs, sit up a little bit, and she reaches over and just sort of very gingerly kind of starts muttering under her breath. Looks like she might be casting a spell.
Cortanus?
No.
Or
Your mom.
my mom. Okay, I was like, wait, what?
And Velis and Aiden, you both recognize that she's the verbal component of this spell is in deep speech.
Can I tell what she's doing?
You can make an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Can I recognize the word?
Go ahead and make perception check.
Can I, it might be disadvantaged if I even can.
21.
Can I make an insight check just more on my mother on the intent behind? I have no idea what it's in, but I'm just like, you're casting a spell.
Right. You can.
Okay. It's like, I don't know if I know anything, but it's not very high.
She's casting Calm Emotions.
Okay.
That's an interesting one.
I will just wait and watch.
Hearing that, and I didn't.
Yeah, I got a 14 on the insight check. So.
Okay. And when she finishes casting, you can see a shudder move through Cortanus. And
I always forget that spell can do that.
I'm gonna actually have Aaron come into whisper chat with me for a moment.
Shit.
Oh, fun times. D&D Beyond, everyone.
Hold on.
D&D.
Shit, where did...
Okay, I've got Discord open on 3 separate computers, and I'm looking at the wrong one. So, having rolled a natural 1 on the despair
I
roll
figured,
and check, you're already succumbed to this, and so you're basically just suffering a nightmare throughout most of the night of being lost and being alone. And it's difficult to I'd say what ends up happening is you're reliving moments from your past. Every occasion when you were treated as a thing, as a tool, as an object, as simply something to be used and discarded. Oftentimes, there were some moments in your existence in which you were really only around for a bare moment before whoever summoned you was killed or you were destroyed, sometimes almost instantaneously. And so it's just this sort of regular flash of moment after moment of just death after death after death, until eventually this whisper around you is getting louder and louder, and it's sort of this strange, oily, insidious voice calling to you. But at one point, instead of waking up again in yet another death, you open your eyes and you can kind of just see all of your friends kind of surrounding you, and you're just sort of tensing for a moment, waiting for the strike to fall. And then that sort of harsh whispering sort of like stops. But you kind of come to, and I'm trying to figure out like what lingering effect is gonna hold on to you today. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, you still have the same despair effect, but
okay.
But specifically, each of those instances, those memories, they're painful to remember. But
yeah, if that's the only like thing she actually remembers from previous
you
lives,
wake up and
shit.
you wake up and it's dozens. I mean, it's like Groundhog Day montage scene almost, just death after death after death. But you wake up and you're holding on to these memories, and even though they pain you, but the spell does break sort of the hold on you. But there's I would say, even more sense of worthlessness and almost a sort of recklessness, as in, like, I would say if there's an opportunity in which to sacrifice yourself.
I mean, that's normal for her, to be fair, but I guess it's been less lately.
Normal, but like, it's been less lately, but it's almost like that's all come rushing back. And any progress you've made is
it's kind of like the beginning, yeah.
Right, you're kind of back to square one, where it's like I'm not worth it, and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay.
But I think that might just be more of an RP thing, and I may throw something at you later depending on the circumstances.
Okay.
All right, but you're awake.
Okay.
Nobody's doing much.
Yeah, I mean, Wario was 100% occupied with keeping people from dying.
Yeah. That was
hello.
That was I gotta do it because nobody's going to.
Welcome back.
Hi all. So yeah. Cortana slowly wakes up, like blinks her eyes open. She's been crying in her sleep, and then like kind of blinks a little bit, and suddenly like looks up, quickly kind of sits up and kind of goes like this. I'm sorry.
As Eliza's immediately at her side.
Yeah, I mean, whereas like, it's okay. It's okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
You okay, Katanas?
I'm sorry, how long have I been just like kind of scrambling to try to get up?
You just overslept by like 10 minutes.
It's fine.
Just you're good. We were just a little concerned because you usually don't oversleep.
It's fine. It was a long day yesterday.
A lot happened.
Well, at least we know even, people under magical contracts are still just human.
Cringes at that. Very...
You were right, Katanas.
Just painful nightmares. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, if anything, I should be the one apologizing.
You don't need to apologize.
How about nobody apologizes? It's been a fucking hard few days. We're allowed to have that.
Chuckle from Leah's mom.
It's like, where is mom's not here?
No, not
That'd be awkward.
Leah's mom.
That would be weird.
I'm sorry. I shall try to do better, my lord. And I'll stand up and grab her handkerchief and wipe off her eyes. Just shaking still, kind of.
This place. It's not you.
She won't say anything. Just kind of look down.
Perhaps then it was already our goal, but our goal should be getting out of this place?
Yeah. If you're not strong enough or mad enough.
I'm cringing at the not strong enough comment.
Not sure what that says about
How about we cut the cryptic bullshit? Do you have anything useful to say to us?
Leah's just kind of getting a side glare at Phyllis for tone of voice.
She just kind of collects herself and sort of like sits, hugging her knees, kind of scooting a little bit closer to Leah, but she doesn't really say anything.
Do you have any suggestions for how to get out of here? We're trying to be like very sort of gentle about it. After
I feel like
is crazy.
I feel like I would insight check, but I feel like I also already know the answer. So, I feel like Leah's just going to say, I feel like if she did, and she's just going to glance at her mother, she probably would have left already by now.
Well, getting out by yourself and getting out with others are two different things. One might have ideas how to get out with help that wouldn't work by yourself. Or when wearing that headband that was on her.
I think this is our best bet to get out of here.
Yes.
I couldn't leave.
Oh, the candle.
Yeah, whatever.
You couldn't leave? Why not?
I had work to do.
I say probably for the same reason I shouldn't leave.
I mean, I was going to say, Elias, I feel like we have more that we're not supposed to do here, or that you're supposed to do at least. Aren't
I
you?
have more I'm supposed
But not necessarily on this
Does
side.
it matter if we do it here? Doesn't matter if we do it here or over there. It's still the same city. It's halfway, right?
Yeah.
And if this place is starting to negatively affect people, we should get out of here.
I mean, if
Not
we
much
need...
left on the other side.
That's what I'm worried about.
It's all been consumed.
Don't know which side the tree is on. And I need the tree.
All right. Well,
I mean, that might
how do we find out which side the tree is on?
If the tree is here,
we go there.
It was a...
Leah's
all we
like
can
ignoring
do.
the conversation and just like asking her mother, like, do you know if the tree's here? Figuring she's been here long enough, might have noticed a tree.
It's not here.
So it is on the other side?
The material plane.
Well, then that actually answers the big question, I guess, and that everything we need to do. She's just going to glance at Elias and say, I'm not sure, but the Raven Queen sent him to that tree.
I have to finish
something. That's all I really know.
Whatever ritual it was that people of Teliana started, I have to finish it.
Ritual.
Their whole thing they tried to do to bring the city into the Shadowfell, and then it got stuck halfway because they were betrayed.
That's the real problem, isn't it? If there's nothing else on the other side, where are we going to get what we need to finish that?
Yeah.
Well, do we even know what we need to finish it?
The
tree. I mean, Elias went over it with us, right?
And I was told the tree would have trees have long memories, so I assume I'll get more answers once I'm in the city.
So wait, the tree. What was the other thing you said?
The thing on his.
This.
The holy symbol?
I don't think he showed it.
Oh yeah, I don't think he actually showed
That's
it.
why I was like, "What are you?"
Like,
command
Oh, I thought he had. I guess not.
No,
I think kind of, but I don't think it actually.
Yeah, I remember him doing that.
I don't.
I don't remember.
She says something very quietly to Leah and Sylvan. I don't know if any of you can understand it.
Nope.
Nope.
I speak regular Elvish.
That's Sylvan's not Elvish though.
I know.
Right.
It's Sylvan.
But it's
Figured out what my third
There it
language is. To be fair.
Someday you should do that.
Here I'll take back my response, but
Old common.
Well, in either case, I don't think we should stay on this side any longer than we have to.
It's probably safer here.
It's bullshit.
Safer. Look, there's things out. They've gone out into the city. I think they're hunting us. We're not safe much of anywhere. Whatever we do, wherever we go, we'll have to be.
You can hear them.
Not here so much. I can feel their presence, it's like an itch in the mind. Not so much a sound.
They've gone quiet. They're always there. You can hear them. She's sort of nodding along to what you were saying, Leah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna slowly pull the headband back out.
Uh-huh.
And
She's kind of staring off into the distance. She doesn't.
can you remember anything at all about when they put this on you?
Is this after Leah's done replying in Sylvan?
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
She looks at it. Kind of narrows her eyes a little
wait,
bit.
I was gonna say Leah's just gonna put a hand on her shoulder and just. It's okay. You can trust them, but still in Sylvan.
Right. She just responds by saying "not family." It's like an actual word that means "not family."
Mm-hmm.
Outsider.
Yeah, basically. And at that, she's just going to kind of to her mom again to say, "They helped us save home."
The Wild Mother sent me here to strike at these creatures, cut them down at their heart, source of their corruption. She didn't tell me what it would cost me. She looks over at Leah.
But I'm here now. And we can go home.
She's looking directly at you. You need to stay away from that tree. You need to promise me that you will not go there. When matter what the Wildemount tells you.
What is there?
It's where everything began. It's where everything will end.
I mean, that seems to be the goal of this, is that ending all of this, isn't it?
The cost is too high. You mustn't.
Is this still in Sylvan? I'm just...
I
Or
think
is
she's
it
probably
like-
she's switching back to common because she wants everyone else to hear.
Okay, because I was just like, as far as like, do they also hear this?
Yeah.
Wild Mother sent me away from my family. She took me away from my father. I was a sacrifice.
Cringe.
I will not be her pawn.
You're not wrong about the gods liking to use people.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't think Leah's gonna have to pay the price this time.
No one is paying any prices here.
She puts her hand on you, Leah. What does the Wild Mother want you to do here?
I mean,
Does she just want you to guide them?
I don't know. Has she told her anything different? And I'm assuming she still does her like little morning communion type ritual thing, but like I don't know that she's gotten any more direct visions or anything. So,
Mostly, I would say it's thinking back to the previous conversations and stuff that we had in earlier sessions. The gist of it would be to go and cleanse the corruption.
okay. So, I mean, I believe she wishes this place to be cleansed, and that I am some part of that, I guess.
And she can send another. I was sent here to do the very same. I came close. But if you do what she asks you to do, it will cost you your life.
There's
Not through the danger, the creatures that are there. They very well may kill you. But to do what she is asking of you, to do the task that she asked of me, requires you to sacrifice yourself.
That tracks.
I mean, I can't say for sure. I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what you went through, but I have to think I'm not the only one who was sent here. If the Raven Queen also sent Elias, maybe something is different this time. I don't know. Unless you also had a cleric of the Raven Queen with you.
No,
that's a possibility. I don't know.
Pocket Raven Queen cleric.
Oh, Tommy? No, yeah, he died. No.
I was alone. She gave me a weapon
You mentioned that before, yes.
to cut out the heart of the tree.
What happened to that weapon?
It just kind of shifts.
When I went, I was just... They didn't know I was there. I was quiet, hidden. I knew that the Wild Mother would look after me. Her eyes kind of go glassy for a moment. She just kind of like stops before like picking up again a few moments later. When I got there, I could feel perversion these creatures had inflicted on the Wild Mother's creation. The darkness that the elves had wrought to protect it was not enough. And when I came close to the tree, I could hear a voice. It warned me. It warned me what would happen.
Which voice?
So I asked the Wild Mother. She said that I was her vessel and her instrument. That I could protect home. Protect you. She urged me to do it. I was not going to leave. I was going to leave my family. So I fled. I hid away the blade. The creatures could not take it. They could not have it. Too dangerous. But that is when they found me. I think. It was dark for so long. When they came, those tall ones with the long fingers. They held me down. Don't remember. And she sort of looks at the headband that Aiden is holding. I don't remember what I did, who I was, what they made me do.
Boast stands up and takes a few steps back.
Do you remember where you kept the blade?
Also, just quick clarification question because it was kind of there was a lot of like staticky noise in the background.
Sure.
I was like, why did Leah's mother decide not to do it?
I don't think she really said, other than she didn't want to give up her family.
Yeah, I was.
She
like,
didn't want to sacrifice her own life.
Did the Wild Mother tell her that she would have to?
Mm-hmm.
Does that track? Just out of curiosity, does that track with what Elias would know about the Wild Mother? That's asking that sort of sacrifice of.
Yeah, that is a very important question. Like,
well, because I was like,
curious.
if she explicitly
Religion
said that, because
that seems.
I'm just like, I feel like that was a lie that might have been fed to her by whatever
All right.
things are affecting her brain.
16.
So. Generally speaking, the Wild Mother is is sort of like the warm and fuzzy deity of life and nature. But I mean, a god asking a follower to sacrifice themselves to purge and cleanse something that is threatening their very nature. I mean, I think Elias is too cynical to think that would be something that a god would ask.
Yeah.
That's completely unheard of for you, Leah, to even fathom that the Wild Mother would ever ask anything of that.
So I feel like he'd still be a little surprised by it, just growing up. I mean, he didn't grow up in that district of Vasselheim, but yeah, it's kind of like, unexpected, but, you know. Sometime. But I also didn't, you know.
But, like, strange voices speaking to someone out of nowhere, that's also kind of...
Yeah,
there's lots of things a little weird about this whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's why that's like, there's just enough things little weird. Also because this isn't the Wild Mother's domain.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I feel like
this isn't.
This
on the other side.
Okay, if she was on the other side when this happened.
The tree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean,
still,
that's kind of what, and I feel like, I mean, hopefully you could get that with Elias's insight score of like, that's kind of what Leah is implying of like, okay, but we also, like, it's the Raven Queen and the Wild Mother this time, so, which is what she was like, when she asked her mom, like, did you have a cleric with you? Like, I don't know, might make a difference. Yeah,
Well, I mean, one person sent to do a task is different from a group of people going to do a task. Like,
yeah. And I guess just hearing this, though, Leo,
well, to be fair, she didn't.
I cannot say for certain, but I mean, perhaps the Wild Mother found a better way, or I don't know. I feel like the Raven Queen also being concerned with this has to mean something, because
she's not wrong about God's
death. So
she's not wrong about God's throwing people's lives away.
It's not that I'm saying. I'm saying maybe they found a better way, working in tandem. One is the goddess of life and nature, and the other the goddess of death. Maybe they need both sides. Maybe that's why it didn't work the way you expected last time. Or I cannot say for certain, but I can only. I only know that the Wild Mother has managed somehow to keep you alive all these years and reunite
The
us.
Wild Mother has done nothing for me. She sent me here. She is the reason this happened to me.
Leah's like biting her tongue because she knows it's her mother, so she's like trying not to talk back, internally screaming, "Because you didn't do what she asked you to do!"
I survived because I was useful to these creatures.
Do you remember where you hid the blade?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But
well, can we get there?
Can lead you there.
That'll do.
But it's not hidden under some rock.
Nothing important ever is.
How did you hide it then? I mean, I guess I didn't expect it to be under a rock, but...
So, you know that her druidic gifts focused around the communing of spirits of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Calling forth spirits and sort of totems in nature. That's what she could do. I spoke to some of the spirits of this place. I fled here to the darkness. I spoke to one. I woke it from its slumber. I commanded it to watch over the blade. It is done so.
So, in order to retrieve it, we must call the same spirit back, you're saying?
Fight whatever monstrosities called to defend it. I remember pain. The creatures, they wanted to know about the blade. They tried. Sent me back.
You keep cutting in and out, Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're
Damn.
really.
I'm
You're
sorry.
really-
Yeah,
I'm
there's
sorry.
a lot of like
Stay close to that
static
mic.
noise in the background too.
Yeah, let me get closer to the mic. Ah. Okay. Sorry, that was so. The gist of it, I'll encapsulate it so that I can do it in spurts of clarity.
I mean, you're much clearer now. Just yeah.
She called forth a spirit, not a forest spirit, the spirit of a long dead elf.
Okay.
And entrusted it to them. And it's now in an elven crypt, being guarded by very upset, unhappy elves.
Goody!
Yay, unhappy elves!
But a number of aberrations over time have attempted to infiltrate as well. And as far as she knows, they've never been successful. The spirits have fended them off. She was sent in once or twice, but it's a blur. She remembers doing it, and it was in coming out, not having that blade, and it being weakened by the contest of wills with the spirit, that she was captured. And then just darkness for she doesn't know how long. And then just flashes. They had her calling forest spirits so that they could capture them and consume them and pervert them. And so after months, there was simply nothing left. And so they came back in here trying to do the same.
Wait, there was nothing left of what?
Spirits of any animals or beings on the other side.
What do they need them for?
They were
Are they trying to use them to get the sword, is what you're saying? Or
No,
Yeah, I was
but
like, I
they were
feel
just
like-
Yeah,
so
it seemed like he kind of went
encapsulating
from
it.
one thing to the other.
Right. So I mean, the conversation can be difficult to follow, but to sort of encapsulate it, because my acting skills are not particularly advanced. They were using her to call forest spirits, to capture those spirits and basically turn them into aberrations. Convert animals.
She was creating half of what is now running rampant here, basically.
Right. They ran out, so they came into the Shadowfell.
So that's why there's no animals.
That's where the half aberration, half undead stuff
that fucking
And
wild.
so-
back at home was coming from.
So they have come into here to experiment because they ran out, but it has been less than successful because, the Shadowfell's a little bit more resistant to corruption.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's just already so dark, but you know.
Yeah.
That's because it's corruption itself already.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All the corruption.
Corruption.
Right.
It's like
You've got,
multiple
physical,
layers of corruption.
warped outsider corruption and like dark despair, evil. Yeah, and they're and basically the city is just a constant battleground.
Well,
just quick recollection. The elves that we spoke to through the mirror, if I recall, mentioned that Leah's mom carried a sword that looked similar to Aiden's. Is that right?
It wasn't actually so much a sword as it was a blade.
Or a blade, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it
they mentioned a description that matched something Aiden knew. They didn't specifically, like, we never compared it, so they never said, yeah, it looked like that. But they said a description.
Yeah. I
They
thought
said
you
a
did.
description, and Aiden's like, oh, I know what that is, but he
Right.
Buddy.
Thus far, I think out of character, everybody knows, but in character.
Yeah, no, I thought. I don't know.
character,
I
I
was
don't
thinking
think we
in
know.
character he referenced the sword more directly.
I feel like they did confront him about it.
Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they
thought I
confronted him
remember
about it,
him
and he at least
picking
let
up
them
the
know
sword
about
and being
that.
like,
Yeah.
or whatever. But like,
I mean, it wasn't actually like a whole sword. It was, she described it as like a broken blade.
Okay.
Aiden, we talked about it when we were in the cave when we just had the pure roleplay session.
Yeah.
That was mostly what that was about.
Right.
Getting information.
yeah, you did show us all the sword, didn't you? At some point.
Yeah, he shows the
You've seen
his
it
part.
too.
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah,
we've seen
Yeah,
it.
but like, okay.
I just, yeah.
It's not the full blade.
He said
But
it
it
was a
was still-
stand-in what he has.
Yeah.
So
I was just trying to remember all the details of like what Leah knew and stuff, and trying to piece things together in my brain. And
I feel like I'm trying to decide if Wiria thinks it's weird that presumably the weapon that the Wild Mother supposedly gave to Leah's mom looks the same as Aiden's sword.
I mean, Aiden was told north and west.
Right, like, but it's more of a.
Why is
Does
the
he
Wild
think it's
Mother the
weird
one
that
giving
the
it to her?
Why was the Wild Mother the one who has it?
It's like it's clear that some of Aiden's stuff is not like from happy life goddesses.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he said it was forged by these things to kill other things of the same type.
As I said, it is clear that Aiden's stuff is not from happy life goddesses.
No.
So she just found it.
Yeah.
Well, except now she says the Wild Mother gave it to her, which
I mean, it could be the Wild Mother trying to use it, but
anyways, just sorry, still trying to
No worries.
track plot points and details. So my mother's sword is guarded by a angry elven spirit in the material plane, right?
No.
Like the normal world, or is the sword hidden?
yeah,
in
that
the
part
shadow?
wasn't really clear.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was like in the normal plane and then like ran to the Shadowfell and hid it? Because I
She
thought the tree
fled.
was
The
in
the tree is
the
in the
other side.
material plane,
Yeah.
and she fled to the Shadowfell to get away from the monsters, the tree, and the influence of the Wild Mother. And she hid away the blade.
Okay, so that's here.
Things
So basically, she locked herself in the Shadowfell.
Right. And
That explains why you went crazy, Mom. You made some dumb decisions there.
I'm gonna assume that's not actually in there.
Internal monologue. Well, there's
Leah's sitting there. You made some dumb decisions, Mom. You did this to yourself.
Right.
Fucked up Aaron.
But
done goofed.
But okay, because just with that though, and hearing her mother explain where she hid it or whatever, or who has it, in response to that, Leah's going to say, then perhaps that is why the Raven Queen also sent him, pointing to Elias. If this sword is guarded by a spirit of a fallen warrior or whoever, that would be more the Raven Queen's domain, would it not? Looking kind of at, but kind of between her mom and Elias of like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like,
ghost
dead things is kind of your thing, right?
Yeah. Not to put too fine a point on it, but
just a little bit.
I mean, it's possible. She already left one ghost waiting for me.
She was no simple warrior. She was an elven queen of old.
Oh, snap.
Feel like,
And I certainly do not think that the Raven Queen would approve.
Why? I mean, I can think of a couple reasons.
I mean, she sent Elias here for the same purpose that Wild Mother sent me, so unless they have some hobby of keeping secrets from each other,
The implication would be she would not approve of Mamandil calling forth the ancient spirit of an elf queen and tying her to her service.
To her, yeah.
I mean, no, probably not, but at the same time,
Okay, in that,
like, feel like it'd be easy to get, still makes it easier to get the spirit back up here. Like,
but yeah.
Well, please stop dropping your antler. I don't know where it went.
How far is the crypt?
She stops and thinks. Not too far. It's outside of the city.
Well,
in mountains. Less than a day.
Out of the city seems safer than in the city right now.
It's a detour, but
yeah, we are.
it's a worthwhile detour.
Do you think
still the same
you can keep an eye on these creatures? Eye is the wrong word, but you know what I mean.
I can. I'll know if they start gathering again.
Burn yourself out.
I think. You're right. I think if we do this, not the sword. If we're gonna fix this place and it goes to shit, if she's right, then we don't do this the way the gods, the way the gods want. Fix it on our terms. Because I don't want to see anybody throw their lives away for someone else's fight.
The only ones who can choose to make that sacrifice are the ones doing it.
And I'm saying I'm not okay with that.
Well, it's not your decision.
Yeah. Not yours to
Sacrifice
see.
is a choice.
You're
so.
not the boss with me.
We all have our duties.
I understand your feelings. I also understand that you are not a fan of deities.
Because I've watched them throw people's lives away so many times.
I trust you have your reasons. We have our reasons for our faith as well, so you must remember that.
Faith.
You and I grew up around
Faith
very
doesn't-
different gods.
Are they all that different when they're doing the same thing?
Yeah, the gods back home in Vasselheim don't drive their followers insane. Like,
I mean, perhaps we.
No, but they're still
the betrayers do.
throwing people away for their own games. Maybe I don't fucking want to see that from any of you.
I mean, it's not just gods that do that.
Yeah, that's a
perhaps
very... people do that.
Just cringes again.
Perhaps
Depending on
we
the power.
continue doing what we're doing. Go get the sword. And decisions about sacrifice, should they even come up, perhaps are better made when they come up as opposed to now. For all we know, it may ultimately be unnecessary to even resolve that question.
Well, the best we've got is a first count that says it is.
That's the best we've got, I know, but does that mean we turn back and go back and leave all this behind? Or does it mean we continue on and...
I'm not saying we leave anything behind. I'm saying that we do the... Make our own terms, that's all. Because I think she has a point.
And I'm just saying, perhaps we make the decisions as they come instead of debating them now when they're more hypothetical.
Yeah. Don't think about what might happen because it probably won't.
I'm not saying that, Aiden. I'm saying...
I'm looking pointedly at Velas when I say
that's
that.
what Vela... Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
There's something about jumping to conclusions.
All right.
Pretty sure I overheard something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So we keep going. We deal with it when we deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah. Just gotta keep moving. It's all you can do.
I'm keeping on.
I will note that out of character, Weria is slightly suspicious of this blade thing, which is part of why she's like, I want to see what happens. Like, she's not suspicious enough to say anything, but she's suspicious enough of weird blades and Wild Mother. Why does the Wild Mother have a like that whole thing that I was discussing earlier? That she's like, I want to see what happens. So that's part of why she's taking the stance she's taking in this, is that.
Tassa's gonna go start gathering things in silence, and people said they need to go forward. She's sticking close by to people. Not going too far.
I'm gonna go help gather up.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Let's get moving.
Nothing is getting solved sitting here arguing.
Mia's mother kind of nods, and then her form begins to shift, and she changes into a panther.
Yeah.
Dark black sleek, large. Kind of pads towards the door, and it's closed. She doesn't have opposable thumbs, so she kind of like stops, sits, and looks.
Does the kitty paw thing where she like bats at the doorknob?
No, she just stops, turns, and looks back at the rest of you as
So
you're
she
all.
does the other cat thing of like,
Yeah.
well, are you going?
Right. And like for a brief moment, it's like you can. It's. You remember your mom would often turn into animals and stuff to entertain you and take care of you, and for a brief moment, there's a sort of flash of who she used to be.
Me riding on her back, probably in that form, which I'm much too large to do now.
Yes, you are.
I would go squish mama.
Right.
While everyone's gathering stuff up, I want to just...
Sorry. Quick.
I just want to, like, step over to Elias and just say, look,
I need to IO break real quick, too.
I'm sorry. I know it's important to you.
Yeah, we're all a little on edge right now. It is what it is.
Some of the things she said just hit a little too close to home, and I'd like to think she's wrong, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I'm definitely not, trying to sacrifice myself or whatever.
You hath no need to sacrifice thyself, my lord.
I support the idea of hopefully no one sacrificing themselves.
Also, she uses thou and thy.
Okay.
As we're getting stuff together, Aiden will
It'll be fine.
wrap the headband around his wrist and tie it off.
Hopefully the other way
With the
around.
spikes still in it.
Hopefully with the pointy parts out. Aiden, are the pointy parts out?
God. Don't go emo on us, Aiden. Don't go emo. Don't go full emo. I pierced myself today.
There is only the slightest hint of magical enchantment on the thing, but it is like so faint as to almost not be existent. It's more like a lingering kind of effect. But there is no ill effect from doing any of that.
Yep.
Okay.
I still don't
Besides
support
wrapping your wrist
Aiden.
in elf flesh.
That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Here we go. Audio.
Wrapping your flesh in elf flesh.
Technically true.
That sounds like something entirely different.
But it was correct.
That's a different thing altogether.
I mean, it'd probably be over the jacket.
There. Get like one of those like
So-
spirit day like things around the arm.
Oh, is that a
Oh,
baby that needs
Yeah,
attention?
fortunately, other people are home now.
Poor Bab.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Very sad baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
So,
getting the horrors.
do you follow the cat?
Believe so.
Yeah.
If the cat is Leah's mother, then probably.
Okay. All right. There are a few pings on your horrible monster radar, but they're all in the city, and you all move away from the city. She seems to be moving with purpose, and she seems to know her way around. And there are moments when excuse me, I'm going to wait till Bess comes back because this is actually concerning her mother. Or I'm going to wait till Bess comes back because this is concerning Leah's mother.
Yeah, I
assumed
that is what you meant.
mom.
Right. Concerning Bess's mother, I'd be really concerned.
Yeah, when your DM has enough power to actually pull real people into your campaign.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna say we should not all go ride a roller coaster. Is all I'm saying.
What? Why?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. I just felt so old.
No, I literally all I heard was we should not go ride a roller coaster.
Right. No, I had said I'm gonna wait until Bess comes back because this is about her mother, and then oh no, wait, it's Leah's mother. And then I made a joke about being powerful enough to pull real people into our campaign as characters, and then a reference to the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
Oh, okay. It's like, why are we not riding roller coasters? Roller
I was
coasters are
stretching
fun.
it so hard.
I mean, my first thought was then just, the ridiculous roller coaster pictures, but with our party characters, and I was like, why wouldn't we? That'd be hilarious.
Oh, my poor wig.
She leads you out of the city, avoiding most creatures. She seems to be able to sense them just as readily as you can, Bellis. And there's a moment when you lose sight of her. You're not quite sure where to go. When Leah, you can hear her voice in your head, directing you to go a particular direction. And when you motion everybody, a few moments later, you kind of turn around.
Is this morning? Out of curiosity,
early in the morning. Yeah.
Okay, but it's just generally darkish here, but like
it's dim light everywhere all the time.
Yeah. I was just like, for a second, I was like, wait, is it night? I can't see anything. And then I was like, no, this was like in the morning that we were talking. So
yes.
I'm good.
So occasionally she'll be hard to find and she'll direct you, speaking to you directly. It takes probably 2-3 hours of trekking through a path, sort of unseen paths. Eventually you come upon long ago fallen the palisade kind of up in some hills. And you can see they are mostly ruined, but there is a gap in the hillside. And she kind of very cautiously, like a hunting cat, approaches and then kind of sits on her haunches and looks to the rest of you. Coming out of her cat form.
Approach quietly.
Yeah.
Very quietly.
I'm know enough to know that this is kind of the entrance, right?
Oh yeah, this has got like, despite all of the gloom, there's like this tiny little giddy excitement. It's like, ooh, yeah, There's old stuff in here. But yeah, so at some point this probably was like actually like a resplendent tomb with decorative stonework and that sort of thing. But it's pretty much all fallen long ago to ruin, and it's not much more than just a crack in the ground now.
We're going in.
Shall we?
Of course,
I mean, that is the plan.
Any kind of defenses we should be aware of?
Besides the elves.
Spirits of the dead.
I mean, besides that.
I think we're pretty equipped to handle that. Just staring at Elias.
Yeah, you can handle everything else.
Yeah.
Right, Mona?
Mona knows. Mona is the all-seeing kitty.
Mona can handle it.
Agree.
Tack cat.
All right. So, let me try something. Okay, good. Because when I do this...
Gotta move things over.
Oh, it's been a while since we had a dungeon map.
Oh, dungeon map.
Hidden map.
It's been so long.
It's a little bit of Dungeons in our Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, fancy.
All right.
I don't remember the last time we did
Heads up,
dungeon.
I'm like getting kind of tired, definitely. So I don't know how much longer.
Right. So that's the thing is, there's. You can probably surmise that there's some combat encounters and maybe some social encounters ahead. So if you want to get your blood pumping a little bit, and then we can kind of call it a bit. It's not like one long thing. Whatever you'd like to do. This is a bit of a quiet note to end on, as opposed to any kind of cliffhanger. So it's up to you and how everybody's feeling.
I feel like this is a good stopping point because
I mean, I'd rather stop at this than be like, oh my god, we can't play for 3 weeks.
Right, especially because we aren't going to be able to play for a few weeks.
That's that too.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm like, I hate to make it end early, but I'm also like, I am tired, and I have
that
church
early.
in the morning.
It is almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, we did go.
There's a. I would say, as you're all kind of like standing contemplating, you hear the sort of quiet moan and shuffle, and Aiden and Wuria you can see easily into the darkness, and it kind of goes in and immediately curves around, but you can kind of see like a shambling corpse of a long dead elf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, we need to reset our health bars when we start over. I mean, I'm gonna do that now before I forget.
Should we do that now? Yeah, just so we don't freak out.
There we go.
What's my health right now? 81. Okay. I was gonna say, since Wiria knows she can see really well in the dark and she is reasonably stealthy, she's gonna stay towards the front of the group.
Mm-hmm.
I think Elias will also stay kind of towards the front.
Yeah, like Cortana's still panicked. Is that why?
I was going to stay close to Cortanus.
I would say she's not panicked right now, but
I'm more just talking about the indicator.
There's still an indicator on her.
With as many people as possible.
What's going on with Cortanus? We know that.
Yeah.
We know that part of what's going on with Cortanus, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little guy. As soon as I can target. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
One of them just sort of meandering out, and we'll.
Oh, while we're all here, because I don't know if we're ever going to talk about this in game, but when it was decided that the message brooches were one to many as opposed to just one to one, I suggested that Wiria might want one. Because
I don't think we ever actually
much scouting,
especially
the sky. So I don't know if there's someone who's willing to give Wiria their brooch. I just figured that would be something to resolve outside of RP. But
I forget who all has
in RP,
them?
yes.
I have one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Bella
think I
got
have one.
How many did we get?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I know I have one.
You got 4.
I think 4. Yeah, I think Elias and Wiria didn't have them.
Yeah.
And Wiria was on the theory she already had message, but then
Yeah.
this brooch does more than simple message because it lets you talk to everyone with a brooch. So,
right.
I mean,
But at least she can communicate to
feel
someone who
like you
has
could-
one, and they can
I mean,
pass
yeah.
it on to other people, though.
Right,
but you're the only one who actually
I'll
has
give Weary mine.
Okay, I mean,
I mean,
I'm
I was gonna say, Leah rarely goes off by herself, so it makes more sense because between her auras and just her personality, I was like, she's usually with at least 1 or 2 other people, so it makes more sense for her. Whereas Aiden, I feel like we want him to have one because he tends to wander off.
At least he usually comes back with nice stuff.
Actually true. But yeah, it was just one of those situations where I was like, yeah, Wiria can just message anybody, but if she sees something weird from the sky, it's more effective for her to message like 4 people or 3 people.
I will give up mine. I don't remember if I put it in D&D Beyond. I know I have it in my actual notebook, but I'm like,
I don't know. Do we even have? Does that a thing that even exists in D&D Beyond?
A group
yeah,
party
I
thing?
do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have it at least typed in here.
What is it?
I have mine.
Type it in.
I have
It's
it
not a real
here.
item; it's a custom item.
Here, I will copy paste in the Discord. That's just what I had in there. So.
How do I? Okay.
I don't know if I've
Custom
created
items.
it in D&D Beyond yet.
Yeah, I had a custom, and it's just a
there we
text
go.
description. That's
Yeah.
what I had. So I
Cool.
don't know if
I did the
anybody
same
else has
thing.
anything of them, but yeah,
That works for me. I just wanted to make sure it didn't already exist, and if it
I'll
did,
tinker with it a little bit to make it a thing so that you can put it in D&D Beyond.
yeah, because that description does not actually have it in there that it's one too many, but that does make sense, and that's kind of how it's been used.
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, that was a Brendan decision, I think, after
because
them up.
Yeah.
it makes more sense or whatever, makes it more useful.
Okay, yeah, because it just, yeah. I figure if Weir is up in the sky.
That's fair.
Though I agree, like she has message, so that's why originally I was like, well, she doesn't need one.
Yeah.
Well,
figured a lot.
it might be the kind of thing that, like,
You can always pass around if you need to.
Yeah.
well, we could pass around, or if later on down the road, if we're traveling in a city or something that has enchanters or artificers
Be
or
like,
whatever,
hey,
like if we
what would it
have
cost
one,
to get
like they
another one
might
of
be
these
able to
made?
replicate it potentially down the line, and then
That'd
we
be
can
cool.
get more.
That'd be
We
nice.
run into Pumat again.
Puma.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, go visit baby Pumat.
Baby Puma. This is
Yeah,
fine.
'cause I think
Everything's
our theory was Elias is
Yeah.
pretty much always with Cortanis, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
if one of them had it, it was fine.
But yeah, it does make sense that I'm like, because Leah's usually with
Yeah,
at least
Leah's
somebody.
well, and Leah's so not stealthy that like her going
Yeah.
off by herself is like
yeah, because I was like,
foolish.
whenever she does like survival checks and is like out in front, it's usually still with Velis,
right,
and it's like
Yeah.
we usually tag team it. So yeah, it's she's never out scouting solo in front because crunch through everything, and yeah.
Thought if we ever make it over to Taldore, we could hit up Gilmore.
Yeah!
Go visit Gilmore.
Baby Gilmore, is this like angsty?
No, this wouldn't be Baby
No,
Gilmore.
this would be
This would be normal.
This would be
No.
normal Gilmore. I was just thinking everybody's baby.
Depending
but no,
on
this
when
would
it
be
is, though, he
normal
may be a
Gilmore.
little preoccupied with not dying.
Yeah, not dying.
Important
Gilmore,
About that.
Gilmore would be in Whitestone right
Going
now.
his
We're actually
job.
very close to Gilmore right now.
That's true.
Yeah, no, this is like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
at this point, Thordak has been defeated,
yeah.
and Iman is rebuilding.
nice.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
pretty
'cause
sure
we're in
Gilmore's
the
shop is
gap.
not back.
Hmm?
Yeah, because we're currently in that almost year-long gap
Yeah.
Right.
before.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
before shit.
Before shit.
Rex.
Yeah.
Getting wrecked.
Oh my gosh, does that mean that if Felice is on her Aramente, she can go party with Fax and Keyleth?
That'd be
Yes.
amazing.
Aw.
Turn into a
Yes.
drunken sheep. Turn
Please
into a
make
drunken
that
sheep.
canon, Reverend.
Drunken sheep.
I mean, she
Drunken
would be
sheep
good.
party with Fax and Keyleth.
Yeah,
Okay,
she also has like the easy Aramente because
Yeah.
Everything's already
She doesn't have to do best rep.
yeah. I mean, Pyra is probably like a sad, super
Well,
sad.
yeah.
and, like, you know, your people, like all of your fellow Ashari there are hurt. But yeah, totally.
Other
Like
than that-
over the next couple of months, as she travels around, during like the relatively peaceful time after the defeat of Thordak, and Keyleth is like rebuilding and creating all of those things. Totally.
Yes, good.
Good, yeah.
And then she gets drunk and turns into a sheep, and Vax finds it just the cutest thing ever.
Vax would probably think that was really cute.
Keyleth also
would,
gets
right?
drunk and turns into a sheep.
Yeah, because Keyleth would be like, "That's so cool."
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder.